having a Nigerian passport also made my trips very expensive because most of my trips were booked last minute. Like you now, you can be like, oh, I'm going to Mexico or I'm going to wherever, and you book it ahead when it's like cheap.
I never do that. Okay. I don't like booking ahead.
Yeah, you're last minute.
Okay, you're last minute. You're last minute by choice. I'm last minute by I don't have a choice. Because I have to wait for the visa to come out. I've had situations where the visa came out like today and I have to fly tomorrow. And then I have to book the ticket. So imagine booking the ticket on the same day you're flying from Nigeria. So it's always like thousands. It's always like at least over $1,000 for almost any ticket.
Are you challenging me? You wanna go, bro?
I won't lie, I look. It's been a long time.
Guys, this podcast is sponsored by SendSprint, okay? SendSprint is a smart, reliable, fast way for you to send money back home. Whether you're from the UK, US, or Canada, you can send it back home to Africa immediately.
All with zero transfer fees. And they got a big competition coming up for this Detty December. What can happen? How can they win flights to Dirty December this 2024?
You can win your way home.
Win your way home. So there's different ways that you can enter, okay? First way, make sure that you sign up and you at least refer 5 people to SendSprint, okay? Refer 5.
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
There's going to be a link in the description and we're going to put a QR code on screen.
That's right.
So that's how you sign up. Don't say, I don't have to sign up. To sign up, the way to sign up is either in the description box or on screen if you're watching on TV. Scan the QR code with your phone and it will take you right to where you need to go and sign up.
Yeah.
How to enter. You need to send money 5 or more times during the campaign period, which is all the way until the end of December. It needs to be a minimum of $10 per send.
Or if you're a big boy or big girl, you can send up to 5,000 USD and then you're entered automatically. Even CAD, so that's for the Canadians as well. 5,000 and you're in there as well.
How many prizes are there?
So there's various, right? So you can have a flight to either Nigeria, covers us. Don't worry, my brother, we got you.
Oh, yeah?
Also to Accra.
Oh, fantastic.
I'm sure there's more prizes though.
Yes. Because not everybody is going to get a flight to Detty December. But for those that might be going anyway, there's going to be taxis in terms of getting you, coupons to make sure you're traveling for free.
Nice.
Hotel stays as well. And also even tickets to festivals that are going on during that period. And also that flight of yours doesn't have to be just December, up to the 7th of January.
So listen, there are many prizes to give away, but the flights for Dirty December, you have to have entered at least before the 2nd week of December because we'll be announcing the winner for that in the 2nd week of December on our live stream. So make sure you scan the QR code or click the link in the description, sign up to SendSprint and enter the competition. We hope that we're sending you to Ghana or Nigeria.
That's it. Join the Detty December rave. Send money with SendSprint now. Cool, we're in. No, it doesn't annoy me at all though. Like, it wouldn't annoy me. Yeah. It's kind of like, would someone be annoyed if, would you be annoyed that people are vlogging?
The thing is,
I get what you
did you watch that Netflix
But
documentary?
I also get the question. I get what you're saying because it's like you guys. Thank you.
Listening to podcasts. Everybody.
Yeah, it's like everybody is now doing like a podcast. So I understand like both sides of it.
Because I was watching that Netflix documentary about Black British hip hop or something like that.
Thanks for the water.
No problem. We're in, by the way. We're in now. We're recording. We're rolling.
Okay.
Just in case.
By Nikki Slim Ting and I think Femi. And there was a period, it's even a crazy documentary. The guy that, is it Levi?
Levi Roots?
No.
Does
he do music?
I don't know if he has, but I was just thinking.
Maybe actually, but the guy that does, what's this? I don't want to mess it up. That song. Have you heard that joint?
No.
It didn't touch Nigeria.
That jungle joint, yeah. Like that was when, so UK music, jungle.
No.
It's a music genre. So basically,
I'm like so oblivious.
It's a good documentary. Then if like you guys like don't know much about it. So we started with jungle, then it was garage.
I think garage came after, or drum and bass.
Drum and bass wasn't in that documentary though. It was jungle, garage, grime.
Yeah.
I'm missing one. I'm missing a genre, but there was a period, funky house. You know funky house.
Oh yeah.
You know funky. You know house.
No.
Oh no.
Jeez.
You're not as troubled as I thought you were.
Word.
There's no way you can say you don't know house
When you
music.
No, I
trouble-
know house music. But
Yeah.
it's a funky house. I definitely know house
Oh,
music.
okay, all right. So house.
Do you know
music.
migraine skank?
No.
Ah!
Wait, sorry. What song did...
First up, just take your hand. Just take your hand
and
and put both hands. You don't know.
Another thing is I have a very... My memory is very, very, very poor.
Okay, but you know house.
I know house for sure.
Soulful house.
Yeah, I know. So,
Deep house. Don't worry. I'm
making like deep house. I don't even know. I don't even know if he's making that or not. I've never heard of it.
So basically, like in terms of like the question you asked first, like even in music, it happens where so there was house, deep house, soulful house, all those types of house, and then funky house came in.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of instruction music in terms of like I don't even want to say migraine skank like that, but that was one of them.
Oh yeah,
Then
I
there
get
was,
you. Like a dance.
Funky anthem. Yeah, there was like
Yeah,
a dance being attached to the song, so you just do one dance the whole time. And not the originators, but some people that were like more into house were like, no, we don't like this. DJs weren't playing the songs because they was like, this is shit. Boom, boom, boom. Even in the documentary, you'll hear like some songs were getting banned. It's
really?
like
Why?
a committee of DJs will come together and say, hey, anyone plays these songs,
Yeah.
you're done out here. But
That's
if you
crazy.
didn't keep up with the times, you wouldn't really get booked because the uni kids were like, man, ain't listening to that deep stuff. Give me the instruction music type ish, innit? But it's a good documentary. Saw my brother in there, saw some members in there. I was like, oh shit.
Wait,
the man on Netflix.
What, in the documentary? What, your brother was like skanking out?
No, bro.
Oh,
not that brother.
Oh, okay. All right,
It's
all
just
right.
a music
Cool.
video.
Okay, cool.
You've been on Netflix?
Netflix? No, I haven't been on Netflix.
Is that a goal?
Yes, it's a goal actually. It's one of my goals to make like a documentary that is definitely going to be on Netflix. Actually, there's a documentary I shot about like emigration.
Yeah.
That is coming out in a couple days.
On which platform?
People moving. It's coming out on YouTube actually.
Okay.
But actually, the idea of that was the idea of it is that once it comes out on YouTube, it's meant to be like a pilot. To then show like to Netflix and stuff like that.
To get picked up.
I feel like even the content that you do, and again, we'll obviously get into it a bit later, but like it's very like a documentary. It's like a small one. Do you know what I mean? Like it's storytelling, it's the editing and everything there. I wanted to get into your shoes because I don't understand why a tall man is wearing such platform shoes.
I have no
Are you not
idea.
tall enough?
It's funny enough, these shoes, it's so interesting because these shoes, I actually bought them in London last time I was here.
Yeah.
And I went into the store and they were like, oh, this is like what's it? It was like one of the latest editions of Converses or something. I was like, okay, let me get it. And then I got it. And then when I wore it for the first time, I'm like, okay, this adds like 2 more inches.
Yeah.
But I was like, anyway, I got some compliments and I was like, okay, cool. I'll just wear it sometimes.
I think it is, man. How tall are you?
6'4", 6'3" actually.
6'3".
Yeah.
With platform
Is it
shoes
6'3"
on,
or
it's
6'4"?
crazy.
Yeah, like 6. In between, it varies.
Yeah, it depends if you stretch in the morning.
Yeah.
You know that thing, yeah?
Stretching is key. Stretching is key. At this age, you'll be taller.
Yeah. I need to stretch more, to be fair. I haven't stretched in time. But like at this age, you just get aches for no reason.
Oh my God. Yes, I agree with that. Sometimes you just want to pick something up from the ground and it's like, and then you just hear like, you just start to feel some aches in some places where it's not meant to be. I'm like, it's actually sick.
Yeah, even the noise you make, goodness me, I'm even making the same noise that my mum or dad makes when they're getting inside the car.
Yay.
I'm like, yeah. It's like, yeah.
I think it's also all related to like, like we live a life these days where it's like we're mostly in one position at a time.
Yeah,
like
like
sitting down. We don't move our body as much. And I think one thing I learned recently is like as you get older, you need to move more. If not, like your old age is not going to be nice.
Yeah.
And I'm scared of like that. That's like nah, it doesn't look nice.
I saw one. I was in the gym yesterday. he looks 60,
Yeah.
but you know them, they could be 47.
Yeah.
But he was ripped.
Oh, really?
But he had that hunchback as well.
Oh.
So that's what led to a bit more. He could be 60, but he didn't get out the gym, never. Like, he stays in there. I was like, I'm trying to be like that, but without the hunchback.
Yeah.
He looked active.
Posture. So I've been trying to like even use my phone a bit different because obviously, you know, when you use your phone, you do that.
Yeah, neck.
And that's going to have all of us done. In 10, 15 years, all of us are going to look like this. So I've been trying to do this, but I realized what
look
happens.
More like an uncle. You do. You look horrible.
The thing is, you look like, obviously, especially if you're like here, like you got bad eyesight. But I realized why I think we do that. It's because if you do this, it looks like you're filming everyone. Do you know what I mean? Look, if I'm doing this right now, that's fine. If I do this,
yes, then the person.
It looks like I'm filming you.
Especially if you're on the train or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I noticed, I was like, I was doing it at home. And then when I was doing it, going to pick up my daughter, I was doing this and I realized it looks like I'm filming kids in the playground. Like, this don't look cool at all. You know what I'm saying? So I've realized that's probably why we do it, just because of the cameras. Like, I thought, this can't be because it's easier. It's just because you don't want to look like you're recording anyone. Like, at all.
Crazy. But let's dive right into it. So you are a citizen of multiple nationalities, right?
Yeah.
Or how many?
2 at the moment, but eventually probably I'll add 1 more.
Where are you looking to add?
Portugal.
Oh,
Portugal,
You're out there right now or living?
I live in Portugal now.
You live in Portugal?
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right, cool. This is interesting. this is.
I just moved actually. I moved last year.
Oh yeah. So where
So
was
most
you?
people don't even know it. This is the first time I'm saying it like on any platform. Like, because people don't know where I live.
Yeah.
Like, you could live. I could be anywhere.
I just assumed this guy can't be going from Nigeria all the to and from
Actually,
Nigeria.
I did that till like last year.
Yeah.
I've been traveling from Nigeria to everywhere till last year, like November. So like sometime this time last year. So it's just everything is just new. Like everything has just happened within the last 1 year, where it's now like, okay, like I flew in from Lisbon to here, 2 hours. Just bought a fly, EasyJet, straight up. No,
Look at him. He said no. He's living the good life.
I feel like you've been to Antarctica as well. But you know,
not yet, boys, on my list.
it's one of them that don't tell nobody that we let you in. Been big snow jacket, Canada Goose.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's coming soon. For sure. I can imagine it already.
The visuals.
What's crazy though is we've seen all these images of it, innit?
What, Antarctica?
Yeah, say like you get there and it looks horrible. You know, like a lion. You've seen a lion in real life, but you've seen the TV lion.
Yeah.
And you see it and you're like,
It's completely different.
you that is supposed to be king of the jungle. That, your hair is...
The mane isn't even maning.
Like-
the tail isn't even like... You know, you normally have like the bob on the tail, like a big fluffy. It's not even looking like that. They look malnourished more time when you see them.
Yeah. Depending on the zoo, like don't go and see the ones in some places in Nigeria. In some zoos in Nigeria, those ones they don't look nice. But there's a lion I actually saw in Ethiopia. The Ethiopian lions.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen a lion with a black mane?
No.
Yeah, they have.
So
that.
scar basically.
Yeah, with a black, everything is black in Ethiopia.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's
They look
cool.
they look different. They look so majestic. Like,
Yeah.
different because it's like black. So it's like a. I don't know what I don't want to use human beings, but it's like when you see normally lions, they're brown. They have brown everything, but then this one is like some are brown, some are fully black, then some are a mix between the two, brown and black. So it's like
a nigger lion. That's what you want to say. A black.
You get white lions as well, innit?
Yeah, I think because they can have like the pigmentation, like kind of like albino. Because I know that I've seen a crocodile that is completely like white or like cream.
There's that too for lions too.
Yeah. So I won't be surprised if you can get a black lion. Do you think that black lion claims it's the strongest lion, like how black people do?
Well, it's possible.
I would assume so anyway. I'd assume it's the strongest.
So your first citizenship was Nigeria.
Yeah, because I was born in Nigeria.
How was that?
It's beautiful.
Enjoyment.
Very beautiful. Until it was not when I started to travel.
Oh. So you saw the wider world.
No, like having a Nigerian passport is like as a traveler, it's like one of the least favorable situations you can find yourself. Because when I say this, people are always like, oh, you know, you're like talking bad about Nigeria. But it's like, many people don't travel. Like if you really travel, if you travel consistently and you're traveling to places that are, even in Africa, the Nigerian passport in Africa, we can only go to limited countries. I have to get a visa for Kenya, get a visa for Tanzania, get a visa for South Africa.
But didn't the Kenyan government recently change that, or has that not gone through yet?
No, that's Kenya and South Africa. They
Just
did that
those
for
two?
themselves.
Oh, they made it seem...
Nobody changes anything for Nigeria, man.
We went to Kenya and we went to the president's house. Well, I went to the president's house.
Okay.
And they were saying that, you know, that's like one of their goals to make it like so that you don't have to have a visa anywhere. If you're coming from anywhere in Africa, you don't have to have a visa because they don't want people to be put off by it. Like they want to make it more welcoming. But if you're saying it's just for South Africa.
Nah, well, just for South Africa. What passport do you have?
British.
So what about you?
British. It's a good one.
People are chilling.
Yeah, I've never thought of it that way.
But obviously you think that, but Brexit done us. Cool, we don't have to get visas, but you see that queue that we have to join these days? Yeah. And they know it's us that are getting off the plane. Like they know that you go there, man.
You know, this conversation is literally like, you can't understand what it's like. No. It's like a white person trying to understand like black racism. It's just, you can't understand because it's like, you never had to think about it. Have you traveled with like people who, like a Nigerian friend who has like only a Nigerian passport? And how was that?
No, I haven't actually traveled with someone that doesn't have a British passport. They might have a Nigerian one as well, but they have their British passport when they're traveling.
What about you?
No.
Yeah, you see, you guys are chilling with your guys are also chilling too with you.
So what's the extra steps at the passport? Or is it just you have to show your visa at this thing?
You have to even get the visa, you need so many things. They'll ask for like your mom's, your grandmother's death certificates.
What?
Probably maybe like like the teeth of an albino crocodile. So basically, they ask for all your details, like your bank statements. Like your bank statement, you have to send out to them. You have to have a certain amount in your bank account. Jeez. You probably need to have a job. You need to have a letter. So many documents that you need to have, and then.
Oh yeah, you have to get someone in that country to write a letter for you.
Sometimes. I've had a situation where I think even Tanzania was visa free before they changed it, and I've heard situations of people being in the air to Tanzania when they changed the law.
Jeez.
So when they landed, they send them back.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That happened. That's happened.
Mad.
That happened. You know that film that I was telling you about? It's a real life story that he was coming from somewhere, and his country went into war. So as he landed, he was a citizen of like nothing at that time. He stayed. He had to live in the airport.
Crazy.
If he left, it would be shipped back or something, or they wouldn't know where to send him. Basically, what's the word for that?
There is a word.
It's like a refugee or something. No, not refugee.
It's a different. I can't remember the word, but yeah, there's
like
a real life story.
You don't belong to any country.
Yeah, and they made a film on it as well. He stayed in the airport for time.
That's crazy.
Years.
I don't know if there was a Tom Hanks movie.
Nomad. That's when they don't live.
Nomad's to do with traveling.
Yeah, like always going up.
Like always moving up and down. But someone that doesn't belong to a country. Surely there must be a word for it.
Yeah, there's a word for it.
There's definitely a word for it.
And then they made a film for it. Yeah, guy lived in the airport for maybe a couple years. Did he die there?
Was it a Tom Hanks film?
Yeah, it's a Tom Hanks film, but
Expatriate Fugitive. Refugee is one of the, what do you call a person? A stateless person. Stateless.
If that's it, then that sounds bare Nigerian. That's why.
Stateless.
It's stateless.
Stateless.
Are you guys from Nigeria too?
Yeah, from Nigeria. Yeah.
Oh, guys, I'm sorry, elephant in the room. The Ghanaian isn't here.
The Ghanaian isn't here.
Usually there's three of us.
Yeah. We don't have a Ghanaian to balance out our madness. Because you know a Ghanaian will balance out the madness. Me, I'm married to a Ghanaian, you know. I had to balance out the madness, man. I'm too crazy sometimes. But yeah, like when I saw the video that you made about you getting citizenship for, was it St. Kitts?
Yeah, St. Kitts and Nevis.
I was like, the only time I see people trying to get like a citizenship in another country is, of course, like moving there, but also, you know, like in films where it's like, you know,
Running away from the
multiple identities. They've got 5 passports.
Yeah.
So I was all thinking, this is some illegal stuff.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you only do this if you're on the run, or you only do this if it's like you're some sort of double agent or something like that.
Yeah.
So that whole, like, I don't even know where to start.
You know, it's crazy when you talking on the double agent part. Some guy stopped me at the airport once when I was leaving Nigeria, and it was like, "Oh, I saw your video. You got a new passport. That thing is like illegal people that do it. Like, oh, you now mentioned Desani. He was like, oh, like it's those people that are running away from the police. Like, are you sure that is legal?" And he was just questioning me.
He wants to do it. He wants to do it. He wants to do it. He wants
Like,
the truth.
I got this because I wanted to travel.
Yeah.
And then he was like, okay, yeah, but he couldn't wrap his mind around the fact that
But that letter joint that you were talking about is risky. I've been asked before to write a letter for someone.
Yeah.
I said no. Because I'm not your legal guardian. I don't want responsibility for you. My address is there, my passport is there. So when you've now gone missing,
let's say, Fred, you spoke for this guy. Come here, let's talk.
No.
Like, I can't be responsible. I hate you.
So how was it for you getting people to write? You had to get people to write you letters?
No, you don't write a letter. I don't want to get in the passport.
No, as in like, so you know, when you only had a Nigerian passport, but you wanted to go to the UK or wherever, did you ever have to get someone to write a letter for you?
No, because I usually use my company, which is like Tayo Aina Films.
Yes.
So I use that as like, okay, like, so I write a letter, or I have somebody in the company like write a letter and be like, okay, this person is the founder or managing director. I just give myself some title that is like high up, so it looks like.
He messed up. He said, I write the letter. Then he said, I mean, I guess someone. He said,
sometimes I write it. I can say I write it now. Like, nobody's gonna hold me. I don't have anything. I write it myself, and I'm like, okay, like, oh, this person is like, oh, wherever is allowed to go into the country, blah 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 blah. And then then I get then I have it sent to like the embassy or whatever, and then eventually like they approve it. Some people have denied me actually. I've gotten denials from different countries too, but so far.
Have you risked like booking the flight ticket?
Yeah.
No, you never do that.
You never risk it.
Most of my, and that's another thing too, is like having a Nigerian passport also made my trips very expensive because most of my trips were booked last minute. Like you now, you can be like, oh, I'm going to Mexico or I'm going to wherever, and you book it ahead when it's like cheap.
I never do that. Okay. I don't like booking ahead.
You're last minute.
Okay, last minute. You're last minute by choice. I'm last minute by I don't have a choice. Because I have to wait for the visa to come out. I've had situations where the visa came out like today, and I have to fly tomorrow, and then I have to book the ticket. So imagine booking the ticket on the same day you're flying from Nigeria. So it's always like thousands. It's always like at least over $1,000 for almost any ticket.
That's
messed
crazy.
up because I did Portugal. Everyone booked it year before, 150. Maybe I booked it 2 weeks before, 700.
Oh, 700 to Portugal is an L. Oh my God.
But where
you know he knows the life now. Now he's thinking 700 to go to the UK. He's thinking that's crazy.
But where I bust case was we bookings.com's the hotel the year before. So everyone was getting their hotel later. You did 150 on flight, okay, 900 hotel.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because I don't like that waiting period of I want to go now, like because I can.
When you book it.
Yeah, like why am I waiting 7 months to go somewhere? Like let's go.
That's this rich people's behavior.
Let's go now. Like.
Yeah, he doesn't mind the consequences. I'm great.
Going whenever.
I'm great. I'm always ahead. I need to be ahead because I need to. Obviously now with children, I need to definitely plan. But even before having children. I would always be like...
How many kids do you have?
I've got 2.
Oh, nice.
So I would always still be like, all right, in January, when there's like a sale for BA, I've booked for August. Obviously, if it's like Europe, that's a bit different. I might be a bit more like 2-3 weeks or maybe a month. But like, I'm always ahead because I would just rather just know it's booked. I got the best like price. Yeah. And then it's just like, it's done.
Yeah.
Because to me, even going to the airport is stress.
I know.
Do you know what I mean? So I don't want to add. I don't want to add stress to me booking, and then I'm like, did I get the best price? Or sometimes you even search, like if you even search a flight, sometimes you'll see it will say cheapest, then you'll see the most expensive. Sometimes it might say like $6,000 or something. You're not even talking about business.
Yeah.
So you're thinking, I don't ever want to get to a point where they're like, the $6,000 flight is the only one that's left. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm always trying to make sure I'm ahead with like flights. It always has to just be planned. Like I can't deal with last minute anything like at all. Travel needs to just be super organized. Like
so with the St. Kitts and Nevis joint, that's a Caribbean island, right?
Yeah.
So they allow you to travel freely in Europe because are they still a British colony or what's the word?
So it was part of like
The
British colony, Commonwealth nations. So you can easily have access into the UK and also Europe too, Schengen area, and then a lot of other countries. So it allows me access to over, I think, 150 countries across the world. Singapore, some of those countries too. It doesn't allow you access to US though. But if you have a US visa, it doesn't allow you access to US or Canada. But if you have a US visa and you have a St. Kitts passport, recently they just changed that, I think last year, you can get access to Canada.
That's strange. The laws around access,
Bro.
like, what do they think you're bringing from St. Kitts? But because Barbados, I can't remember what the word is for what they did, but they're like kind of not part of, I don't know if they asked for their independence and got it, or they're not part of like Britain like they used to be. So if something like that happens, does that change the laws around flying, or you don't know?
Yeah, sometimes, like I think what changes the laws with many of all these countries is just like their policies, political stuff. Like maybe some country asks for something and the other country's like, no, we won't give it to you. And it's like, okay, we're going to show you.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, okay, all of this is cancelled. So there are countries who have lost their like access to like the UK, like Vanuatu, some other countries like that, because sometimes they lose it because if they start to allow a lot of people who maybe the UK doesn't want to have access to the UK start to buy the passports, then they lose access. So like there was a time, even St. Kitts, they increased the price. It's now $250K to buy it. Before it was like $150.
But you don't have to do no exam or nothing.
But they will do a lot of like security checks on you to make sure you're not politically exposed. The money is not from like some drug trade or you stole it or some shit like that. So they will do a lot of findings on you. It took like a year. The whole process takes a year.
Damn.
So they do all that research, all of that, and then
And when you're going through, do you need like a lawyer to do it as well?
You need like, you won't do it yourself. You need like a company who handles all the things. So the company I did mine was in Dubai, so they just handled everything.
Right. And how much does that cost?
I don't know. You just pay. It's a total fee.
Oh, it's in the
150.
Yeah, 150.
One day you'll find out that the passport was $5K.
The passport is actually $100.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, the citizenship. Sorry. One day you find out it's 10K and they charge you 140K or so.
So it's so interesting because when I've been to St. Kitts. I recently went to St. Kitts to also go and see the country, and I also made a video about it. It's interesting because it's like one of the ways many of all these island countries make money because they don't have a lot of resources. So they just sell their citizenship.
You should have called their bluff though.
What?
Say 150. Say, I don't want it.
Yeah, turn your back. Yeah, like it's the market. Imagine turning your back in the embassy. Okay, I don't need it anyway. Oh, sir, please. Sir, please, come.
It's not Balogun market, man. Lagos. Or Ikeja market.
Turn your back on the embassy.
Just walk out. 150, too much.
Yeah, man. You may say, him down the road going for 100K, I'll go down the road. You tell him you're going cheaper somewhere else. It's a crazy amount of money though, but like, I mean, that probably shows your dedication to travel though.
It shows my dedication to freedom.
That's
You
deep.
bought your freedom.
Not really to travel. Like literally, if not for that passport, I wouldn't be sitting down here right now. So this wouldn't even happen. So what I did is I invested in all the things that could happen.
Yeah.
Which is freedom.
Yeah.
So,
Wow. So then why the move to Portugal?
So the move to Portugal is because even with the passports, I can only live in St. Kitts if I wanted to live, and nothing's happening in St. Kitts. Like St. Kitts is just like a place where you go and chill. It's an island, vacation, all that, and then it's far from everywhere. So but the passport just allows me to travel.
Yeah.
So moving to Portugal is like, okay, I want to be able to live outside Nigeria, where it's not like, because if I traveled anywhere, I still have to go back to Nigeria.
Yeah.
But I wanted to cut that off. And I also wanted somewhere where it's like, quality of life, just wake up and not be thinking about, I want to go and hustle for fuel or something. Or something has happened to the electricity or the national, like all those problems, all those low level problems, I wanted to remove them from my life. So that's where Lisbon, Portugal came in. And I think I went to Portugal first time in 2022 and I just fell in love with like the country was just like very chilled, like people were nice. I didn't experience any racism or anything like that. People were just like very welcoming there. So I was like, okay, cool. So the move to Portugal is just for me to have a place outside Nigeria that I can call home. So it's like a second home. Yeah. And then also easy access to places in the world because it's easy to fly. Like once I fly from Portugal, I can fly to almost anywhere. And if I can't fly to anywhere, I can just fly to London.
And then go anywhere.
So, yeah.
Don't you get scared of people breaking into your house while you're gone for however long you're gone?
Which of the houses?
Any of the houses.
Which of the houses? That's a flex.
Any of them. That you're just gone for so long.
No, I never think about that. I think, I don't know, I have my mindset about like stuff. That's why I actually don't, like at the moment I don't have a car. I used to have a car in Nigeria, but I eventually just like gave it to somebody because I'm more focused on like that freedom and exploring and creating memories as opposed to like maybe I have this house, let me stay in this house. Like material stuff as much, it's cool, you want to get a house, you want to get it, but I don't really care that much. I just want to be free to just travel and chill.
I was thinking, I know Tayo would probably have some sort of loophole where you can call like a box a house so that you can get your citizenship there and say, yeah, I've got a place of residence here. This box here, this is my house. Shipment container or something like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Something to go for the loophole. Because you're obviously very calculated. For you to even think of the second thing, you're clearly thinking, okay, cool. How much can this access? How much? All right, cool. How much is it? This that,
Yeah, and I think for me, that's, and also for me, it's like where I get my value from, like my value system is just like very different. Because like I could have literally like with that money, I could have been a chilling big boy in Lagos. Like I could just buy like a nice car.
Yeah, very true, very true.
I'll be like chilling, I'll be like, get all the girls, all that stuff. I ain't got time for that.
He's a big boy. I hear it. So I wanted to ask you in regards to, let's go where you started actually.
Yeah.
Because for someone, I've met people obviously that live in Nigeria that travel for leisure. But in terms of like traveling, like they're actually a traveler.
Yeah.
Right? And it's not a common thing that I've come across. So of recent, I've been looking at a lot of things like, what are the things that people saw in someone when they were super young? Like, I can't remember who it was, but somebody said, like, I've always, like, they're into fashion, for example, and their parents would say, they used to change 2-3 times in the day. Like, that's strange, but clearly this person likes fashion. What were the things that maybe you did that you think your parents would have seen in you that was like, did you try to run away every week? Do you know what I mean? Like, what's the things that, because you've always wanted freedom. That's what it sounds like as to why you travel. So what are when like growing up, when did you think like?
Okay, so one of the things I remember was anything, so I was like the like very stubborn one in the house. Anything that is like, if they're gonna open the fridge and something that's broken, it's just Tayo. Yeah. I'm the one that anything that spoils. Because I used to just play around with stuff like electronics, doing all of that. I always wanted to know how things worked.
Yeah.
That was one. And also my mom always told me too that I was a very restless person. Like I don't stay in one place.
Don't stay still,
like,
right.
I think I'm much chill now because I'm much older. But then it's like if I sit down on this chair, I'm like, I don't sit down on that chair. And I'm just going up and down. But in terms of like leaving the house, I think there was a time when I was younger that I think they said I left the house. I can't remember. Probably I was like, I don't know how old I was, but probably I was like 6 or 5 or something. I left the house then. Because when you said I left the house, it just came to my mind. Like, that's true. I actually did. But I think in general, I think I've just always had this mind of my own where it's like I've always wanted to explore. And I didn't travel. My first trip out of Nigeria was 2018. Ever.
Oh, wow.
Ever. Like, ever. And it was to, like, guess where I went to?
Ghana.
I'm going to say Tanzania.
No, I went to Russia.
You went to Russia, of all? You're mad, man. You know, yeah, I had a friend that went for work, and he said, as soon as I got off the airport, I went to go home. He said everyone was just staring at him. They're thinking, what is this nigga doing here? And then on top of that, he said for work. What kind of work is he doing here? He said that, like, straight away, immediately, he felt it. And I think he got racially abused out there as well when he was out there. I can't remember what exactly happened.
What country was that?
This is in Russia. He's from Nigeria, but he lived here. He's got a UK passport, but he just went for a work trip. Like, I don't know why someone even said, yeah, Shegun, you're going to Russia. They should have thought, nah, this one can't go. This one's gonna get abused out there. But why Russia? Why the first? You're mad. You see what curiosity does? It could have been your last, you know.
So the reason why it was Russia first was because that was during the World Cup.
Okay.
So Russia during that
safer.
period, they made it like you didn't need a visa. So once you bought a ticket
during the World Cup.
for a match, once you bought a ticket, they give you something called fan ID, and then you can use that to travel.
Oh.
So you didn't need a visa.
Did you go to the football though?
No.
He said no. He even put the cheapest game.
You didn't watch Nigeria out there.
I didn't do anything because also I didn't have money then.
Oh, right.
Actually, many of the games they played some in St. Petersburg, I think, and I was in Moscow. So to go to St. Petersburg, I was like, to go there again, get an Airbnb, pay for ticket. I'm just like, this is really expensive. I'm just happy that at least I've seen outside, and I've seen outside for the first time. So, and then I think the ticket was like 300K, which is like, I don't know how much that is now, 300,000 naira, which would be like 200. That's like 200 pounds or something.
Yeah, now anyway. At the time, how much?
Yeah, at the time, that's 300K naira.
Yeah.
That was the ticket, which is like 200, maybe
Oh,
like
okay.
150K, 150
Oh,
pounds
wow.
now.
And you go direct from that? You went direct?
No, Doha,
Okay, all right.
then to Moscow.
Right.
So I spent like a month there because I also had friends who also went.
Whole tournament.
Sorry?
The whole World Cup tournament. No one game. Whole World Cup.
I didn't go to a single game because I didn't have money to go to all those places. So I had to just figure out, okay, let me just go. And so it was like all the money I had. I bought that ticket, went. I was like, okay, this is an opportunity to see somewhere I've never been to before and leave Nigeria. And there was no visa, there was none of that. So I was like, okay, let me go. And I went. And it was an interesting experience because it just opened my eyes to a lot. And I was like, oh, I need to do more of this.
Yeah.
And then the next country after that was Kenya. But back to what you were asking about, like when I was younger and like growing up, I think I've just had this vision for myself where it's like, when I was in secondary school, I always said that the best job I would want to do is a job where I get to travel the world. I didn't know what form or shape that was going to take. I didn't even know if that was a reality. It was just something in my head. I was like, you know the way everybody's like, oh, I want to travel the world, But it's like, how many jobs can you really do that will make you
actually
travel
allow
the
you
world?
to travel the world? No, more time you just need money.
And money.
But the job itself will stop you from traveling the world.
Exactly,
They'll
that's
say,
it.
you only got 4 weeks of
4 weeks
holiday.
or whatever. But it's like with what I do now, it's like literally like you have to travel like literally to go and make videos and stuff. So I think the place I used to like see the world was through the internet. So there was even a time they used to call me, my friend used to call me internet boy because I'm always on the internet, checking out stuff, checking out this country. So even before I went to Russia, I could picture what it was like. So when I got there, I was like, oh, okay, this is it. This is like, it's like, oh, this is what it looks like in real life. London, I used to see London buses on the screen so many times. And it's like, so when I first came to London, I'm like, so it's like I've seen it before. So
that was like me in New York.
What
got me in New York, that was it was the trucks and the steam coming out of the subway.
That's
the steam. I said, that's real. It really got steam. I went mad. I said, nah, this is crazy.
That was wild.
steam.
First time, the thing is, funnily enough, I've been to New York quite a few times, but I only saw it probably like maybe 2 times before we last went because I never saw that steam thing. And I was like, I said the same. I was like, Why does this even happen? Like, why? Everyone's got drains and everyone's got manholes, and you just got steam. But have you ever gone in the summer?
Yes, I've gone in.
Have you gone to the subway in the summer?
I don't think I.
Oh my!
You said it stink.
It's not even stink. It's the hottest thing you'd ever experience.
Okay,
It's
I
the
remember.
craziest thing ever. Obviously, there's aircon on the train, but the
Is
platform,
there aircon on that train?
yeah, in New
There are
York.
some trains that don't have aircon. They just open that small latch at the top like
You're
this.
thinking of London.
No. London. You can't. No, don't compare London trains with that. You New York now. That's like.
Go
that's-
on. I like this. I like this.
London
I'm so
trains-
glad you're here. It's 2 against 1. Don't worry about Dennis. Don't worry about me. What are you gonna say?
London trains are way better.
Isn't that the truth? My brother.
Okay, doesn't he agree?
He hates London.
In terms of what? In terms of what?
In terms of everything.
Everything, right? Everything.
When last did you see rats on the London?
Okay, I see mice.
See my shit.
Same family.
Rats, not like big rats that look like chihuahuas.
Same family.
Same family.
Same
The
family.
trains in London are clean. You don't get to see
Yep.
crazy people.
Clean.
Bro, clean compared to New York.
Yes.
When last did you meet a crazy person on a
Very
London
true.
train?
I actually didn't see a crazy person
I met multiple.
on New York.
Multiple.
I didn't see a crazy person on New York, and then in London. I've been in London longer. It's unfair to compare. I've seen crazy on London,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
never saw crazy in New York.
Probably, but
I want to see their
You're like
crazy.
in the nice areas. I've seen like when you go into the subway,
Yeah.
you just notice like sometimes you're like you feel like you're in a mental asylum. 'Cause
Arkham.
Arkham, yeah.
Arkham.
Arkham took a shot, yeah.
there was a day I went there and just randomly one guy was just talking to the wall. He was having a whole conversation and just shouting.
Yeah.
And then everybody just, went on.
yeah.
And the thing about New York is that when
He's
when you
escaped.
see madness,
No one wants to take him back. This is great. Someone wants to take him back.
when you see madness, people are just like, even when somebody, you can be walking on the road, maybe like in maybe like Lower Manhattan or something, and then somebody just walk into like you will just start to display.
Yeah.
So what people do is they just like, okay, people just avoid eye contact. And they
That's
just
it. Because you can't look into the eyes of a crazy person. If someone's going mad, you can't look into his eyes. So they say, oh, it's you. You just immediately know that person is locked on you. Like, because when we was on the train, I've seen it multiple times, but last time when we all went, I can't remember what the guy was doing, but I remember he was normal. And then all of a sudden, he just went up to the train driver and said, look, I've been on these trains for like 10 years. I was like, the driver doesn't care. The driver the driver must be looking like, what the fuck is this guy talking about in the fucking carriage? Like, he just started going ham. But everybody, you kind of know it's going to happen. So everyone just kind of chills and just, again, you don't catch eye contact. And then you wait for it to pass. It's like it's just an episode. You wait for it to pass. And then at some point, the guy will get off the train.
You know one of the worst ones that I hate about New York is those guys that are like, those bums that are like smelly.
Right.
When they get into the train, the whole train starts to smell like dustbin or luggage. And that, like, it's so thick. It's like...
Nah, New York
That's crazy. No, New York is crazy. But actually, New York is also one of the best places that I also, like, love. Because as much as it's crazy, it's also interesting. I think maybe because I'm from Lagos, so it's like I'm used to...
The rush
and that madness.
Yeah.
It's just exciting and interesting. What about you? What are your thoughts? Do you like New York?
I do like New York. I prefer London over New York, but I've noticed my problem, right? I'll admit. I compare things all the time.
Yeah.
And it hinders my opportunity to appreciate things, right? This is me looking in self.
Okay.
From all the times he said, why are you comparing all the time? Like, what do you think of it? And I'll be like, London's better. So if I look at New York just by itself, I do enjoy it. I do like it because I do like a city. I don't like being in, like, I always say this word, rough. Is it rural? Rural. Okay. So I don't like being too remote. I like being able to, like, access the madness.
Yeah.
But I can live in a city. So I enjoy that whole sense of, like, all right, people are moving, there's something going on. If there's nothing going on, I feel really strange. So I don't think I could ever live in the sticks, like, completely.
Yeah.
Right? So New York gives me I like I like staying, where is it? Kind of like, there was like New Jersey, even kind of.
New Jersey, New Jersey's
like
cool.
them kind of areas there where it's a bit more silent, but you can access the city when you want. Like, that is nice to me. The actual New York, no. I'd rather live in London. No way. But a New Jersey, that kind of vibe. Access the madness, go into the silence. Cool. But London over New York for me.
What about you?
New York over London for me.
Yeah, he's New York.
I've only had it for a week.
Yeah.
I'd take that.
He said had it, I think it was like a meal or a drug. New York is actually like a drug too. Because the first time I went there, I was like, I feel like this is where I'm meant to be.
Yeah, really?
Because the first time I went there, I went to Soho, and I was still like, because most places I go to, I'm not filming with my camera. I'm coming from Nigeria where it's not like easy to film. Because if you bring out a camera in Lagos, which is a whole other story. They're taking my camera from me, like all this area boys.
What, at the airport?
No.
Outside.
Just walking outside. Just walking outside. Like if I was in Lagos, I can't just go down there and start filming. Filming or even vlogging. Yeah. So, but in New York, I went to Soho and I knew it was New York, like nobody's going to collect your camera, but I was still like, and I still had that PTSD from Nigeria. And I saw like 4 different guys running up and down with like gimbals, and filming in the middle of the road. I'm like, wow, this is like
this is the place for me. Yeah. I can take my camera out and be safe.
Why did they take your camera? They didn't want you to film what they was doing.
I wasn't even. It's just there's something about Nigeria and Lagos specifically. It's like when you go out with your camera and film, you can't go out on the street because there's these guys they call area boys. Touts. They want you to pay them money before you can film. So even any of the music videos you've ever seen them film outside, they needed to sort people. Because if you don't sort them, they are going to destroy stuff.
What if you had like a lanyard that said BBC? Would that help?
They don't give a fuck.
They don't care.
Just seeing if you could, use BBC Africa as your... Make a fake lanyards. See if they'll leave you alone.
Are you guys allowed to use cuss words?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck, guys.
Fucking guys.
They don't care. They collected the camera and I had to pay money. I had to give them like 5K before they gave me the camera back. Then I was very oblivious to, I was just like, creative. I wanted to just, make content. I was just exploring my creativity. Man, they took the camera. They were like, they would throw it into the ocean. I'm one of those people that they just came up with one story. Like, oh, this is the guy that is always putting our king or something on the internet. I'm like, how, where, how, why?
I don't even know your king.
I don't even know who that is.
I only know Jesus.
I had to give them 5K and they just used it to buy weed and then they gave me my camera
and they
back.
gave it back.
They were now like, okay, come and film.
Yeah. You paid your money, you're safe. This one's okay, it's okay.
I respect it. It's like the government, man. Tax.
That's what I'm saying. I also understand it, right? Like, obviously, it's man ruling their own land, and that seems horrible because you're thinking, who are you to do that? But the government is doing that every day to us.
To everybody.
To everybody. True. And they use it on their own houses, on their own whatever. And we can't be angry at the area boys all the time, True. Sometimes someone needs a piece of something, innit?
True.
There's corruption all over the place, like in everywhere, not just Nigeria. And naturally, obviously here, we just see it as, if the government is doing it to us, that's normal. So some random person can't just come and do that in England. That's crazy to us because we're already doing this with the government. Yeah. We can't do it twice. Yeah. Whereas with Nigeria, I know it's like the way that you might be functioning, you might not have to deal with the tax issues with the government, right? Or do you find that like taxes are high as well in Nigeria? Because I don't know what the tax
the taxes
is like.
The taxes, it depends on what you do. So if you're working at a company, obviously they take it from, take it. But then the taxes too are also like, they can also be a lot, but as compared to like other places across the world, it's probably much lesser.
Much
and
less,
stuff.
right.
But funny thing is, we pay tax. In Nigeria, you pay for like everything. Like everybody's their own government. You want to get something done, you have to. Money has to. Money has to go. Oh, police stops you and they're like wasting your time. You just have to give them money. And people are like, don't give money to the police. Don't give. Well, like we know what works. If you if you don't have something to do, then you can waste your time and be there. But we actually to do just pay whatever you need to pay and then move on. It's just money is what makes things go around in Nigeria.
And I feel with New York, I feel like the money was definitely, even it didn't touch our hands like that, but it felt like money's flowing in this city.
Bro.
London, it doesn't feel like it's flowing in London.
I know.
I agree with you.
I agree with that.
It hasn't flowed.
Everybody's trying to move up the ladder. Like everybody, I feel like everyone was like, "Oh yeah, cool. Like, what's your details? Like, we might be able to connect and mix our money together." Like, I feel like everybody's like around the corner from that like million.
You mean in London or in New York?
In New York.
Yeah, I see why you love New York. I'm on the same vibe with you as regards that New York.
Didn't Donnie just come back from buying a big watch?
Who?
Remember he pulled out the watch fresh in the case.
Oh
in his
yeah.
backpack?
Very true. Yeah. Someone that we had on the show. That's true.
Who bought the watch? He bought the watch.
No, not me.
One of our guests.
Yeah, one of our guests.
Like a big watch. It's like, okay, money's flowing. Money's flowing.
Money. Yeah, I was even like, even the area that we're in, I don't even know why you have this watch in your bag. It was like, was it Canal Street or something like that?
Yeah.
It was like
Soho.
Yeah. Like, yeah, crazy. It is flowing out there for sure. I like the way everyone's like very on networking and speaking to each other. But like, I feel like someone from New York would prefer London.
Why do you say that?
I feel like transport's better. I definitely know transport. Transport is definitely better in the UK.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely better in the UK.
But better in terms of what? Because
speed, modes of transport, like different ways of getting around, and how easy it is to navigate. Like I like New York. The grid system, I like that. That's great because without you even being here, you know how to get to somewhere.
Yeah.
But our train, the number 1, the number 2, the number 3, that's horrible. That is shit.
I get what you mean.
Victoria Line. Okay, cool. I know where I'm going.
Yeah. I get what you mean.
You need a number 2 train and then you need to get on the R train and a W. The fuck does that mean? And then they won't tell you which way. So then you don't know how far you're going away from your destination or close.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
But okay, maybe someone in America might not prefer London.
I'm just good at reading maps then.
You might be.
Never confuse me.
You might be, but the directions that I've been given in New York, I'm like, that wasn't clear. I had to really decipher what you're saying. Like
London is better at directions.
Very easy. I could give someone an Oyster card, or not even an Oyster card now, just a bank card. I'll say, I could tell you, get to Bond Street.
Yeah.
As long as you get to a station, you'll get there. You're fine. Like you'll be all right. New York, there's no one even there to talk to. Tell me if you saw someone there to talk to.
Probably one of those mad guys.
there's no one at the barriers. You just have to figure it out for yourself.
But
once you get down there, figure it out.
It's much easier because it's a grid system. So, and for me, I'm an explorer, so I don't mind if I
getting lost.
Yeah, if I do get lost, fine.
Yeah,
but I usually get to where I need to be. I made it everywhere, but I want to go back to the Saint Kitts and Nevis, Saint Nevis and Kitts.
Saint Kitts and Nevis.
How did you build 150k to spend on that tin?
It was from making videos. So my mindset was when the task or the fact that I made the decision. I've not even talked about how I even made it, why I even decided to buy the passport. Like the actual reason, the inflection point. Okay. What happened was I'd tried to go to, I think, 2 different countries. I got denied. Then I had an event, a very big creator event, big creators in the world were coming.
Which countries denied you?
South Africa, for sure.
Wow, he said for sure. But this has happened more than once. Hey, you guys are doing this to me again, man. Because I'm never coming here.
Isn't there a lot of Nigerians in South Africa though? And there was a recent xenophobia problem.
Yeah.
See. There's lots of Nigerians there, and I think there's a certain, faction of South Africans that don't like Nigerians. It's like proper don't like them.
Yeah, we heard about it.
So it's a real thing. So it's not even like any South African watching this, they know. Because I've been arrested in South Africa before, just because, or detained. I won't say arrested, but police have stopped me, put me in their van because I was Nigerian.
You was arrested. That's enough. If you couldn't move and you had to go with them.
They could tell you was Nigerian on site or you had a flag in your back pocket.
He's wearing
flagging out there.
They know once they see you, it's like they know.
They can see.
They just know. Oh, you're not from here.
Yeah. You kind of know because I'm always afraid of that when I'm in a different country. I'm always thinking, do I look like a tourist? I think I'm fitting in. Maybe I'll go to New York. I say, let me wear Timberlands. They'll never know. They'll never know. But like, you can tell like when someone even just looks like they don't know where they are.
Yeah.
Like there's a certain level of confusion.
Yeah. They're or maybe looking at their phone like this.
Yeah.
Like, okay, where do I?
It's clear this guy doesn't know where he is.
So I think South Africa, then Dubai. I've been to Dubai twice, and then they denied me.
Dubai's normally nice with Nigerians, of what I understand. Like Nigerians love
because we usually have to stop there. It's somewhere in the Middle East. If you're trying London to Dubai, usually not usually because you could go direct, but
it's because of the airways the airlines that go to Nigeria. You got like Qatar. Well, it's not Qatar.
Qatar stops in Doha.
So they always have to stop at their home country, but they fly a lot to Nigeria.
Yeah, that's what they have to do. They have to stop at their home country before they. Yeah, I've just heard about that. I was like,
yeah. So that's why. Because one time I go to Nigeria, I was like, why are we stopping in Germany? It was on Lufthansa.
Lufthansa. Yeah. Why are we going to Germany? All airlines have to stop. Emirates, Dubai.
Yeah, unless you're going direct there, they have to stop. Yeah. But that's what was you saying?
I was talking about the fact that I now got denied in Dubai. I was meant to go for that event. There was this guy. I don't know if you guys definitely know Casey Neistat.
I thought you said Kai Cenat for a second.
No, Casey Neistat. Casey Neistat is like one of the biggest like bloggers, or it's like one of the people who made vlogging like really popular.
In Nigeria?
No, like worldwide.
Oh, worldwide.
He has like 12 million subscribers.
Oh wow, I need to check him out.
He's an OG guy. He's an OG, like proper OG. So those were some of the guys I used to watch when I started. So Nas Daily was doing an event, Nas Summit in Dubai, and I wanted to go. They invited me as a speaker. I've been to Dubai twice.
Yeah.
And I applied again and they denied me. They denied me 3 times.
Wow.
The same, because I was like, I tried again. I kept trying.
Was you applying different? So the first time, was it as holiday leisure, and then this time you booked as work
First time was holiday leisure. Second time was even, I even got somebody from Dubai to help apply. But I think that time there was this whole thing with Nigerians. They were like, any Nigerian that is below the age of 35.
Oh, I thought you was going to say Hush Puppy did it.
They didn't.
No, that's where they got him, innit?
This happened before Hush Puppy. This happened before Hush Puppy. So that was what happened. And eventually when I got to Dubai, I had to fly the next day. Eventually when I actually got approval, flew the next day. It was just a very hectic journey. And I missed out on most of the events. And it was while I was there and then I was like, I'm not doing this shit again.
He said, fuck this.
I was like, nah.
Fuck. Did you make your speaking gig as well?
Yeah, I did the speaking gig. I landed and then did the speaking gig that same day.
So they paid you 150 to speak and you spent that?
No.
150K dollar.
If they were paying me 150K to speak, man, I would just be speaking every day.
You didn't even speak for free. So just in case someone pays you.
I was thinking, so that was what led to that. I was like, nah, I'm not doing this shit again. Like, I could just see the future and I'm like, this is going to stop me from so many things that I want to do.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So in my head, I was like, okay, how many videos do I need to make this money? And I just doubled down. I was like, okay, I always like to break down my problems. Okay, I need 150K. Okay, so I need like 150 people to give me 1K. But I need to do something 150
This sounds like the island.
1K. Or like, maybe like 15 people to give me 10,000 or something like that. So we just broke down and I just started doing videos, doing gigs. I was just on it.
He's doing Davido basically. Hey, it's my birthday. give me 2K, 10K.
So I just doubled down because nobody was going to give. Where was I going to get that money from? That money sound like sometimes I look back now and I'm like, how did I even raise that money? Because the money sound. But I'm this kind of person where it's like, if I have a goal, and I'm really on it, I always tend to get that goal most times. Because also I have this thing where it's like laser focus. So I don't think about anything. Like there was a time when I was in uni, I had a restaurant called Mr. Macaroni.
You owned the restaurant?
Yeah, I owned the restaurant.
Okay, how big was it? How many covers or tables?
Like the small, like,
like
half of this place.
Okay,
small like this.
So you had like a spot?
I had a spot.
Right.
And I was like, well, nice.
You know, like the spot where it's just a counter.
It's just a counter.
You can even pick the chicken up and say, I'll take that one.
So I'm always like, when I focus on something, and I also don't care about many things that a lot of young people care about.
Yeah.
Like, dressing nice. Back then, I didn't care much about it.
Yeah.
Buying the nice sneakers, buying nice phone. I'm just like, I just want to get this thing done. So during that period, I was just like, so going back to the passport story, I was just like, okay, this is all I want to do.
Yeah.
I didn't buy anything expensive, didn't do anything, just focus, save the money, stack the money. And the good part was that you could pay gradually. So
Okay,
so
all right.
it's not
all
like
right.
just bring 150K.
Okay.
It's like in tiers, like 20K here, 10K here, 20K here, 5K here. So I would just pay.
lump sum.
And this is in
Okay.
GBP. What I don't know what
No,
currency
it was
they.
in dollars.
Okay,
Dollars.
okay,
150K.
okay,
That's-
okay.
GBP-ish. That would have been much harder.
and you could pay in installments, and it took a year to complete the process.
Yeah,
anyway.
it took a year.
What one sounds better though? Like, because 150,000 in dollars is how much in naira?
Currently, that's like almost like currently like over 250 million.
I'd rather say that. I'd rather say I paid 250
That's
million.
going to be the title on YouTube.
Yeah,
Like that.
250 million, and then I won't even put the naira sign. So no, they won't even know. Clickbait. Because you guys love a clickbait.
Yeah, we do.
You didn't see on the front of it.
You got
Lamborghini there. Yay!
You have to do it. If not, you won't get views. But actually, 150K for me sounds more universally appealing.
Because it's dollars.
Yeah, because 150K anywhere is a lot of money.
Yeah,
It's
true,
still
true,
a lot.
true. It's true.
If you told even if you told like any of the big artists like, oh, something is like, oh, this thing costs 150K, they will still be like, if you told Burna Boy something costs 150K,
Yeah.
it will still be like, like.
Yeah, you're
That's
doing
still
me.
money.
Yeah. It's still money. It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true.
Yeah, that was it. And eventually the passport came, and then I was like, I think the day the passport came, I wasn't even around, and it came, and I was like, wow, like I paid all this money for just this.
This thing.
This small.
But this is a key though.
But yeah, well, it's okay. It just changed everything. And the first time I traveled with it, I actually traveled to the UK.
Oh, really?
My first trip was, I think second trip, my first major trip was to the UK.
Right.
And then I just went there. I was like, is this thing really going to work? And then I gave the guy my passport, and I was like, oh, well, okay, how long are you here for? I was like, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay. I was like, cool. I was like, wow.
And then ran.
Yeah.
I was like,
He even forgot his luggage.
That has-
Run past.
that's never happened to me before. And it's like, and that's why I'm saying this experience, because it's like something you would never experience.
No. I've seen a friend get like a long search at customs or security anyway, and we was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Are they going to give him a strip search? Like, why are they taking him over there? Like, it's such a strange thing to be held up at those particular points in the airport.
Yeah,
Like, it's like, have you not got your ticket? If you got your ticket and your passport, just go.
Just go,
Like,
yeah.
that's how you find it. So when you get pulled aside, you almost think, right, what's going on there? So I can't even imagine, like, every time you go and travel and you're a traveler, you're used to, like, being held up.
Yeah.
Like, that's not something I'm used to at all.
Yeah. What are your best countries? What's the best countries you guys have traveled to?
Good question. Best country, because there's different reasons, innit? There's different reasons.
What's the most memorable experience in any
Memorable.
of the countries? Because people ask me this question sometimes, it's always very difficult. I always
tough.
have to think.
Yeah,
Because
it
best
is tough.
is relative.
I'd say
Different reasons,
Maldives.
Maldives?
Yeah, oh yeah, honeymoon as well.
Yeah, occasion honeymoon, but it's Maldives.
Oh,
So
right.
it's like, it's different. It's like, because it's even, they've been saying it, that it's going underwater, whatnot.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know it was multiple islands, but you can't, you can see, when you're on one, you can kind of see, if it's a clear day, you might see one, but they're that far apart from each other. It's perspective of how big this ocean is. And even that, there's more than one ocean now. Because is it not that? I don't understand how there's more. Like,
I don't
get
get
it
that.
because cool, one is more salt or distant, one is more vicious, whatever.
Someone
But-
stuck and said, this Atlantic, this one, that shit. Like,
You
I don't
know?
understand how that works either. I think it's
But-
one ocean, it's just broken up by land.
Maldives was good.
Oh.
I definitely need to do South America though.
Where, like Argentina or something?
Brazil, Mexico. I don't really.
Oh yeah, Mexico.
I've got beef with Argentinians.
Oh right, okay.
Got beef with Argentinians.
Messi, watch out.
Yeah, I like Messi as the rest of them. They've done Nigeria dirty too many times. At the same World Cup that you went,
Yeah. He wouldn't know. He was just in Moscow somewhere, just chilling, saying, "Wow, this is what traveling is like."
I'm like, yeah.
Where did you say?
I would say best place, different reasons, but the most memorable experience was probably, was it DR? When we went to Mexico,
Ooh,
it was Dominican Republic. I'm not gonna say it's my favorite place, but there was a very memorable moment there, which I'm like, that just never happens. Like me and my missus went on an excursion, and it was like a tour, but like we went to different hotels, and it was like we picked up one black person, then we went to another one, another black person. The coach was just full of black people, and then we was even thinking, where's the white people? Then they were like, okay, cool, so we're gonna start the tour. I was like, it's only just us.
Oh, wow.
I was like, this is in the whole of DR for this particular booking was just black people, and we had the best time ever. And I've just got a picture of it where we all just sat and we was like, we just all couldn't believe it. And we just sat down, there's a picture of us all smiling like this. All strangers, but we just had something in common. But that was like
That
a
were
really...
black.
Yeah, that were just black. So it was like have you ever watched a movie with like, of course you have, but like black people just only in the cinema?
Yeah.
It's a completely different experience.
Yeah.
It's so funny. It's so funny because everyone just understands,
Why?
come on, like, why are you going into the bush? Why would you go there? Like, everyone's laughing out loud, whatever. So I would say that was probably the most like memorable experience. Where have I gone recently? Dubai is probably my favorite right now. Even though I think Dubai is very superficial, it's very materialistic.
Yeah.
Just the whole sense of the safety and the access, like you're just able to get around. There's I don't worry. Wherever I am in Dubai, I wouldn't worry.
About it, yeah.
Whereas anywhere else, if I wasn't on that tour bus, I'd be thinking, where's the tour manager? I'd even hold his hand and say, when are we coming back into the coach? Because they'll even tell you, don't go far, don't go off to the resort, all that kind of stuff. They don't say that in Dubai. So safety-wise, Dubai, but memorable, probably DR, maybe it was Mexico, I can't remember which one it was. But
What about yourself?
Yeah, you've been so many.
So I have 3. In Africa, it's Cape Town.
Okay.
Like, I love Cape Town. Cape Town is like a vibe. It's just different. It's different from almost everywhere else.
Wow.
Like, it's different. It's just the vibe. It's just chill. It's just
And consider how many times they told
actually,
you no, you still want to, you still even said this shit. Me, out of pride, I would have said,
I didn't have an option then. So then, secondly, Portugal, Lisbon in Europe at the moment is still Portugal. Then New York.
New York.
Yeah, I actually love New York. I love it for it just feels like, it's like things are moving every day, and you can almost get access to almost anything there.
Yeah.
And then there's just so many things happening. So I just feel like that's like the pulse of, like, especially as a creator.
Yeah.
Being there is like I still prefer New York to LA. Like, anytime.
I haven't been LA.
Yeah, I haven't. Do you know the number of countries you've been to? Do you know the number?
Probably like 35 plus or 35-ish.
I think I might be not too far off still.
To 35 separate countries?
Yeah.
Rah, you've been to a lot.
Been to a few.
I mean, if I count, I've been to a lot as well, but like 35 sounds like a lot, man. That don't sound, I don't think I've been to that many countries.
Or maybe
35 is a lot, actually.
Like 35, like the times I've counted it, and I don't think I would.
But it won't be a lot for. I don't think it would be a lot for you guys that have like British passports, because it's like if you went to Europe, you could do like Europe is like a cheat code.
Yeah,
countries.
it's true, easily and quickly.
Spain, Portugal, France, Ireland, Scotland count.
Yeah, they're countries. Yeah,
country.
they're
New
countries.
York, Barbados, Antigua, Kenya, Morocco. I've been Egypt. No, I've been Egypt.
Go to Egypt.
Dubai.
Don't go to Cairo though. Or maybe you can go to Cairo, but just go for the pyramids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every other thing is like
Rough.
rough. Rougher than Lagos.
Africa. See, you end up fighting lots of countries today, boy. Don't hear about it.
Word, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough. I might have to write that down actually.
Yeah.
Like how many countries I've actually been to.
What do that?
Like, what would you say? Okay, what's been what's been like the really crazy experiences that you've had, especially as a black person traveling?
Because travel abroad.
Yeah, travel abroad. Because there have been people that have said, as a black person traveling, is completely different. Of course, they wouldn't know what it's like as a white person, but they just know that you have to think very different when you travel. And it could be different for you who's from Nigeria, where you're just thinking, I've gone through a lot of rough stuff, so I'll go to Russia, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? So what is the experience like for you as a black man traveler? And do you travel solo most of the time?
Most of the time.
Most of the time, right.
So I think it's multiple things. In terms of like racism or like stuff like that, I wouldn't say I've experienced that. Maybe I've experienced it, but maybe I actually don't care. So some people see racism as like, maybe if I sit down on a bus or I sit down on a train and somebody, maybe like a white person is beside me and they get up, I'm like, cool, more space for me. I put my bag. Like I don't see it. And I've heard so many cases of like stuff happening, but I think my mindset when it comes to that is like, I won't say I've really experienced it. I know it definitely exists, but I think maybe sometimes I'm very oblivious to that sometimes because like I'm just going and I'm just doing my own thing and just basically making my own way like through the world. But as regards like experiences, like some of the experiences, I think one of the things I noticed, so interestingly, the hardest places I've had to travel were in Africa. And the places I faced more discrimination were in Africa.
Wow.
South Africa, Kenya, I faced stuff in Ethiopia.
Right.
My craziest experience, most negative experience was Ethiopia, where I landed at the airport and they were like, one police guy just pulled me aside once he saw my passport. And it was like, that I have drugs in my stomach. And then it took me to one run-down, dirty-ass toilet like that. And it was like, I had to strip and take a dump in front of him.
He was watching you?
Yeah.
Wow.
He said if not, they won't allow me to leave the airport.
What? But I don't even need to shit.
You know?
I had to shit. I had to shit in front of the guy. It was so humiliating. Like, imagine you just came down from a 6.5-hour flight.
Oh.
And you just landed, you're like, finally I'm here. And then you have to go through that. They checked my camera, checked everything. And I'm like, first of all, like, if you wanted to check, like, there are other ways, there are machines, you go through, like, a scanner or
That's
something.
so primal. Like, let's check your shit.
Primer, literally, that's the one.
Let's check his shit.
And then when he said it, he was like, okay, you can go.
I think he's a weirdo, personally. I think he likes that. That's what I think. Because I wouldn't, and especially what's the reason to suspect you? Because I wouldn't just suspect you knowing that I have to go and look at him shit. Do you get what I'm saying? In work, if I go and do this, I'm going to have to do that report. I'd rather not do it. So he has to go and do the feces report.
If you see, the way he came to me was like they've given him some information that Tayo Aina is bringing in like 5 kilos of cocaine in his stomach. I just landed, and the funny thing is, I have so much PTSD from traveling, especially like across Africa.
Yeah.
Because, especially with my Nigerian passport, and it's a thing that, because every time I go or I pass through, I'm just always like, I'm never sure of what is going to happen. Because I'm like, somebody could just come from somewhere and just bring up something. Or somebody can say anything, like, you never know what's going to happen. Like, you don't know what's going to happen. So,
even the PR of Nigerians, does that help? Like, have you found that that's been an issue? Like,
it has been an issue most times, because also, it's like, what I keep saying about Nigerians is like, we are not, it's not like Nigerians are like the worst people.
No.
It's just like there are some few people who have done stuff, and then we're just also very loud. That's also it. We're very loud. So, and then also when you really look at it, if a country that has maybe like 10 million people, if 1 million people, maybe 10% of them is bad, that's 1 million people. But imagine that in Nigeria, that's 200 million people. If 1% of Nigeria is bad, that's still more than that. So it's like, those are the people that are like making, so I understand why it's like that, but also we are also loud about even the bad things we are doing. We are loud about it. It's like, okay, I'm bad, but I want people to know. So that is why it's like that.
Bad
You're bad. I'm the
like people are proud
about that. Bad guy. Bad dude. They will win the name.
So that's that.
But we like it.
Yeah.
Like it about
it's just the culture. So I think that, but I think generally, like in terms of my experiences, most of them have actually been like really good. Like
Yeah.
when you travel, the more you travel and the more you interact. Because my own type of travel is not like I'm not traveling to like I'm like if you're going for vacation now, you probably go to a nice resort, all of that. You're chilling, you're drinking like pina colada.
Yeah.
My trips are not like that.
Yeah.
My trips are like really going to like where the locals live, trying out the culture, all of that. I'm doing this by myself, not really like with a tour guide or with like a tour company. So I'm getting the authentic experience. So every country I've been to, I would say I've experienced it the way a local would experience it. So I've not really seen, I feel like people are just, the way you interact with them. Sometimes people have different preconceptions or notions about maybe a certain people, but sometimes it's just about interacting. It's like how you approach all of that. Some of that also helps. But one thing I also come to realize is like many places I go to, I don't see a lot of black people. Even in Africa, many of the resorts you don't see a lot of black people.
Oh, especially in the resorts. The resorts is a complete different thing.
You don't see them there. So I'm always like, most places I go to, I'm just like maybe the only black person there. I'm like, what's happening? Am I the only one that decided to travel to this place? So those are some of the experiences. But in general, they've been mostly good.
Right.
What kind of parents did you have?
Civil servants. My dad was an immigration officer before he retired. He used to work with Nigerian immigration, which is so interesting.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. I used to get the only thing I used to get fast was my Nigerian passport.
And everybody can do that as well. You just find one, someone's got a cousin or a link to go and get.
But my mom was actually in the army. She was a dentist in the army.
Right.
But they are both retired now. And those are the kind of, I had civil servants as parents. So
A dentist in the army? I've never heard it. A
Yeah.
dentist?
Yeah, she was a dentist in the army. But she retired way earlier because she retired to kind of like take care of us more. Because there was a time there was a war in Sierra Leone, I think, and they were like, oh, they are deploying like soldiers, and then she had to make the decision of like, okay, if she was not going to go for this, then it's like she has to resign from the army or something. Because it was war, so
They
when you go
wanted
to
to
war,
send her to Sierra Leone to do dentistry.
Out there.
like be part of the medical team. Those people get killed sometimes.
Of course.
Things happen to them.
Of course, no one's going to be able to be in the war and say, I'm just a dentist.
Yeah, as in,
what
are you fixing?
Give me your flag. What is this?
It's like maybe like a soldier. I'll be like, oh, I want Burna Boy's type of thing.
Yeah.
I want veneers or something.
Yeah.
So that was when she retired. So those were my parents like growing up. So
yeah. And how many siblings?
I have two, an elder brother and a younger sister.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
So
I'm
middle
child, yeah.
Right. And how old are? What's the age gaps?
3 years. Both of them are like 3 years. 3 years older, 3 years younger.
Did they check? Did they check on you a lot because you're gone a lot? Did they check on you like?
So my parents, when I started, they used to check. Sometimes my mom was like, oh, send us the address of wherever you are. Even up to now, she still does it today. And all of it is just mostly out of love. But I think I've traveled so much that it's so hard to even keep track. So sometimes, like when I was coming to London, she didn't even know I was coming to London. So now that I'm more in this side of the world, they don't really check as much. Well, I'll just call them like, oh, where are you? I'm like, oh, I'm in Dominican Republic. Like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Be safe.
The thing is,
She doesn't even know where it is.
the thing is, when she's asking for the address, what's she even
I don't even know.
It's just
She just asked us, send
it's
me
in
the address.
Pittsburgh. Okay. Like, because you're not gonna call if there's any problems.
Yeah.
So it's like, I guess it's just a sense of, parents just want to seem busy.
Yeah.
But really, truly, this does nothing.
If they kidnap me, what will you do?
When they call for us, how much? Huh? Don't worry about it. He's not even worth it. So you're because I find that like even with like my siblings now, like my brother, my sister, we're close, but we're very like we're not close and like always talking about what we're doing. Do you know what I mean? We'll just have a long catch up when we see each other, or of course when I'm seeing my nephews or go over there, whatever. But like sometimes, like my brother's a nomad. I think he's more of the nomad of the family. Like he'll just be like randomly, you'll call and say, oh wait, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm in Rotterdam, or oh I've gone to Berlin, or I'll go to my mum's house. Like, oh, where's Femi? And it's just like, oh, he travelled. Like where?
Where did he go?
But he hasn't told any of us. Like, and maybe he hasn't even told them. So do your siblings, as Fred said, do your siblings like bother to check up, or is it just Tayo's somewhere in the world basically?
Nah, they just know I'm somewhere. The main person who checks is just my mom.
Yeah.
She's the only one who like checks us. It's like, oh, where are you? All of that. She's the major person. My dad does sometimes, but I think people have just kind of like left me.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, this guy's always just going up and down.
There's no
He's just
point.
doing his own
Yeah.
thing.
Do
There's
you
no
announce
point.
when you're going home, or is that Wahala? Bring me
When I'm going to where?
when you're going back to Nigeria.
Yeah.
Do you tell people or you don't tell people? You just pop up.
No, my family, I always tell them that. I tell them I'm going to Nigeria. Nigeria is a different ballgame. You have to tell them. So I tell them. I tell them if I'm going to Nigeria because I know I'm going to see them. But we don't really do surprises in my family. And I think personally, even growing up, I don't like surprises. So like,
Why do you think that?
I like to know what is about to happen.
Yeah.
I don't like things being sprung up on me. So
Yeah.
there was a time I like my relationship wise, the person I was dating did like a surprise birthday thingy for me, and I was like, I was just so anxious. I just had too much anxiety,
Really?
and also I don't like I'm an introvert.
Right.
You want to prepare your reaction. Because now you've done surprise and I'm angry. So what happened now?
So
If you told me, I could have been happy.
Yeah.
I could have planned it.
Yeah.
You're surprising me. I'm in a bad mood.
That's happened to me before.
What will you do now?
That's happened to me before. Yeah.
On a birthday? Surprise.
No, it wasn't a birthday. It was just like a surprise where it's like, oh, just travel type surprise. And I was like in a bad mood. I was dealing with like
Visas and all this kind of stuff.
different stuff was just happening. And the person just came out. I was like, I just looked back at the work I was doing. Then I was like, oh, you're actually here. But I couldn't like bring it out because it took me time to like, okay, now let me now be whatever. Because sometimes. So as men, I think it's everybody. I won't even say as men. You're just going through something's just happening.
Yeah.
Somebody now, even when somebody now does something that is really nice, it takes you some time to really get out of that whatever. So yeah.
There's definitely time. Like I think just I like the conversation about just like men, because again people go through stuff, but as we're men, we can talk about that. Like a lot of times you're just thinking about stuff that, is even just trickling along in the back, but you're thinking about, okay, cool. Whether it's the bills, whether it's, okay, cool, this needs to be paid for. I need to do this. She's even asked me to do something that I even forgot. Now I need to remember to do that. Otherwise she's going to stress me. And I'm already stressed out from da-da-da-da. There's so much going on that is really loud.
Yeah, in your head.
It's extremely loud in your head. And do you find that like, do you think you're a traveler because you like to escape? Like, is it escapism?
No, it's not. For sure, it's not escapism.
Right.
So it's interesting because now my view of traveling is different. I started traveling to make content.
Yeah.
Like my idea of traveling started as making content. So like you, I don't know, probably maybe when you were younger, you traveled for vacation.
Yeah.
I never had that experience. So that never existed in my life.
Right.
So my only experience of travel has been work. So these days, I actually like traveling less.
Right.
I actually like staying in one place for long periods of
That's
time.
like your vacation, basically.
Yeah, like me
that
staying
means
at
you're
home,
not working.
I'm not working.
Yeah.
When I travel, if I think the only other time I would say I've enjoyed traveling is maybe when I travel with like guys, but my guys, which has happened only like once. So probably I need to get new guys. I need to get new people who are traveling. Probably maybe I need to do that more. but most times it's like when I travel, I have to. It's like my content is based on me being in a location.
Yeah.
So whenever I'm in a location, even when I say I want to travel to chill, I'm just like, I could really be filming something. So like when we're walking in and you were like, oh, Tayo can't just be here without filming anything.
Yeah.
I filmed something yesterday. I had to film something because I'm in London. I have to make content. So I did that. So my idea of traveling now has become like work. So my escapism is more of like me just being in a foreign place and then just being in the house. That's my idea. Not traveling to somewhere.
Right.
Yeah. So if I'm in Lisbon and I'm just in my apartment and I'm just there, I can be there for a week. I won't go out. Maybe I'll go out to just buy food or something. But if you say I should travel, I'm like, oh shit, I need to go through immigration, I need to pack my bags, I need to be... Also, I hate flying. Which is very ironic. Yeah, I'd rather take the train than to fly.
Why?
I don't know, I'm dealing with it now, maybe because now I'm flying more like foreign airlines.
Yeah.
But there was a time I used to just be so afraid, you know, you just different airlines that you know you're not sure and you just hear the plane shaking and I'm like, oh, is this the end?
You don't like turbulence?
I don't like turbulence.
Why would you like turbulence? Why would you like turbulence? To me, it's a sign that we could be going down.
Yeah, you know you're alive.
I don't want to know I'm alive because I'm about to die.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, that's interesting too because it's like there's this thing that people say where it's like when you're
on the edge.
On the edge, it's like when you feel like you're alive. No, I don't want to. I don't
need the edge.
I don't need the edge.
I don't need the
Let
edge.
me stay in the middle.
Well, I can see the edge there. It's dangerous. I'm alive because the edge is there.
I like to see everyone's panic.
That panic on a Nigerian flight? Oh my God. I've seen turbulence where people are just like, oh. I've seen turbulence on a Nigerian flight. Everyone broke into prayer. Everybody broke. Everyone.
No, because that one is probably like you know.
Yeah,
it could be.
Yeah, this could really be.
The flight attendant is walking up the aisle, grabbing the head.
Yeah.
Because when they have to strap themselves in, that's when you're like, Jesus. Even they, like if I see the flight attendant
I was
panic,
just about to say that. Then
that's when
you know that
I'll
there's a
panic.
problem.
Because I've always said if I see the flight attendant panic or if I see the oxygen mask drop, I think I'll pass out.
Yeah.
I think I'll pass out if they drop that down.
I think these days what I just do is like I just pray. I think when I'm just like when I'm in the plane, I think that's when I'm closest to like God. I just pray. I'm just like, okay, God, if this is it, all the sins I've committed, please forgive me.
I see you in 5.
And then I'm like, take control. I'm like, whatever happens, dog.
I always thought God must be like, these guys, they love to send prayers when they're about to die. When they're in C4C, that's when he remembers me. When you're in the house, that's when you know who I am.
What's on your bucket list though?
Japan.
Oh yeah.
Oh right. I feel like that's on mine as well, man. Everyone keeps saying you need to go to Tokyo, you need to go to Japan.
I want to do Japan, South Korea too.
Okay.
Is on my list. Brazil, which is actually very close, but Japan for sure, top. South Korea is on my list. Brazil. Where else is on my list again? Vietnam.
Right.
Yeah. I think those are the main ones that are on my list. Oh, Senegal. I actually want to go to Senegal. But Senegal is not really on my list.
Just for the rice.
Just like...
for the jollof rice.
For the rice? Nah. let's not start that. Let's not go down that path.
What's the most enjoyable food that you've had abroad though? Like what's your favorite cuisine now that you've traveled so much?
That is a very interesting question.
Greece and Turkey was good.
What, gyros?
Yeah, gyros.
Gyros.
This is a good. It's not like a meal. It's like a snack for them. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm being silly, but Turkey had good food as well.
Yeah, I had nice turkey and food. I had nice food in Turkey.
I've not been to Turkey yet. Actually, it's on my list too.
Turkey was really cheap to eat. I remember, it was lira. I remember there was a place that was all over it was across the strip. They were like, there was we used to say there was an 8 lira place, 4 lira place. There was like the cheaper one, and we went for the one in the middle. And we went for the 6 lira place. That place, bang. Chicken schnitzel. I remember all the time. Chicken schnitzel, please. It's just chips and fried chicken. But when they said schnitzel, I said, I've never had a schnitzel before.
Run it.
It's so interesting because my favorite food is still Africa.
Okay.
I don't think I've tasted anything that is like mad that is outside of Africa. Because like there's a way we season our food, like you feel everything.
Yeah.
I think outside is like, you know, even the food in Portugal, I'm not really a fan of the food like that.
Yeah.
In most European countries, I've not really tasted anything that's like, okay, it slaps.
Okay.
But Africa, like all those swallows. In Botswana, I tried out their food. Food was amazing. It's like they had something, I think it was called Bokobe. Right. I don't know if I'm getting it right. It's like our own, kind of like a mix of like amala and fufu type vibe.
Oh, amala is favorite.
And then
I don't like amala like
so that kind of vibe, and it had a lot of beef, and it was like properly seasoned and spicy. Ooh.
Yeah.
As I'm talking about it now, I'm just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Botswana food was good. Definitely, like, I think one thing that Nigeria still has above almost everywhere else is our food. We have, like, anytime I think that I want to eat good food, I just think of Nigerian food. And I'm not even just saying that because I'm Nigerian, even though
No, but you've traveled, so you have all right to say
it's like
Nigeria's way.
the Nigerian food is like, it's Nigerian food is crazy, man.
Yeah.
Too many options.
We're
too
top
many
5,
things.
man.
Yeah, definitely.
Top 5 country.
I wanted to ask you something.
Yeah.
Where have you seen? Because a lot of times they say like the Nigerians are everywhere or whatever. But where have you seen anyone have that same kind of energy that Nigerians have, like as a people? Like, have you ever seen something you're like, you guys are like Nigerians, man?
Probably New York.
New York.
And another place too. Energy-wise, I would think probably New York. New York is the only
Really?
place. Yeah, that I can say, like, New Yorkers are like, they have that vibe of like, they just want to ginger or hustle.
Yeah.
No other place in Africa has that I can compare to, like, that I can see, like, oh, I was here and I felt any energy. Nowhere.
Actually, yeah, we went to Kenya. I didn't feel it.
Kenya,
I didn't feel like
we didn't really get out. We saw it as we drove through,
yeah.
but we didn't like get out. And even
nowhere.
at that like club area, it was calm.
Yeah, it's calm.
People
There's
as
no
well.
way you could be in Lagos and not feel it. Like we was in Nairobi,
And
like the most central
the most
part.
Central, you won't
Yeah,
feel it.
yeah,
And-
you didn't feel that kind of vibe.
And I think despite the fact that, I talk about my Nigerian passport a lot, and it's like people are, I always like to talk about the good side. I think if I was to come again and I was to be an African, I would still not be any other thing than a Nigerian. Because that specific level of energy and having that hustle spirit, I've not been to any country that has it.
Yeah.
And I think that is one of the things that is like, I feel like it's important for somebody to have. Because it's like, if you're not born in Nigeria, you probably, you meet some people who are like, have like plenty ginger in different countries. But in Nigeria, it's like everybody, even the guy that has one arm is hustling. He's selling handkerchiefs with his single arm.
Yeah.
People always have to do, and that's why Nigerians, when they travel to different places, wherever they are, they're always like successful. Most times, whatever they do.
Yeah.
It's just that the problem we have as Nigerians is Nigeria would definitely is primed to be like the most powerful like black nation in the world. It's like we have the biggest population.
So
we have the
many,
most amount of people who have like so much energy and ginger. We have some of the most creative people across the world. But it's just like our environment doesn't allow us to like to thrive. That's why we have to leave. But you see that most Nigerians, when they leave, things just start to happen for them. There's a reason why.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I've thought many times in my life, like, imagine living in one place for the whole of your life. Like, that's a waste.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's a waste. Like, I've lived in England obviously my whole life, and I'm thinking, could I just live here till I die? It's what I know, and I know I can function in this country, but it's like, I do think, man, like, at least have some regular sun. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at least be somewhere where you're like, I don't have to worry about a cold, like, or I don't know, just experience something different for a long period of time. Maybe I wouldn't stay somewhere all the time, but I don't know. At some point in life, I don't know, man. There has to be a point where it's like, I'll do 3 months here, 3 months here, or something like that.
Do you guys travel to Nigeria constantly?
No, I've never been.
You've never been to Nigeria?
No. I haven't been yet.
I've been.
Hopefully next year. I could.
Sugar, don't spend more than 2 weeks, Shao.
No.
No.
But another 2 weeks, you might start to get upset.
No.
I've been twice.
My parents left me maybe twice. Not even just me, my brothers. They went for 6 weeks holiday.
Yeah.
You know you get 6
Yeah.
They went for the whole 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Left us at auntie's house. Twice. My mum and my dad left us. Then as you get older, you kind of go to your own places. When we got our passports, you go to your own places with your friends, whatnot. And then, is that mine out? No. And then, the embassy, you delay because, they tell you, you'll be there all day. And I used to live close to the embassy. You know where the embassy is here?
Embassy, no.
Okay, we used to live close to it in Waterloo. And I was like, it's just there. I'll go next week. I'll go. Then there was one time I started applying and they said I needed a Yahoo Hotmail. Yahoo email address. So this doesn't sound like something.
You said you needed a Yahoo email address?
Mm-hmm.
Of all emails.
No. I'll come back when you guys change the rules. Because Yahoo alone, why? I have Gmail.
That doesn't even work. Like,
Why
who
Yahoo?
uses Yahoo?
Yeah, who even uses Yahoo like that? Like, I've even looked at my missus. I thought, is she Yahoo? She's got a Yahoo email. I'm like, why do you use
Josh
that?
has Yahoo as well. I'm like,
Why?
Yahoo.
Like, there was a point where you should have changed over.
Yeah.
You
just
grow up.
Get a new one. Like, get rid of all the spam as well. Like,
There's something that is said about like people who use Yahoo is like, it's like they are the same people who use like what's that native browser on iPhone.
Safari.
Yeah, they're the same kind of people.
I
People
use
who are
Safari.
not
wait, hold
using,
on.
Yeah,
what's wrong
what's
with
going on?
Safari?
What, you Chrome?
if you only use like, if you use Safari, that means you're not. It's a whole study.
Break it down.
Explain it. We won't fight you.
It's a
Don't
whole
worry.
study. The fact that you use Safari means that you're only just using the app that came pre-installed on the phone. You didn't decide to go further and find something that is much, much better or much more effective. So
Right.
you are just somebody who is like, and I'm not saying this is the
I
research,
feel
not
judged.
you.
I feel judged.
Because it does the same thing, no?
Yeah, it's just the internet now.
Nah. You can't compare Safari with like
Chrome.
with like Google Chrome. It's different.
I do agree.
got Chrome on the laptop.
On the laptop, I use Chrome, but on my phone, I only need this for 10 seconds because it's just to Google something. Maybe mid-argument, I need to go and check Google.
I'll never buy nothing from there.
Yeah.
I've got the app.
Yeah.
You should switch to, because it was actually a study on success.
Where's my phone?
Really?
Yeah, it
It's
was
a
like-
full-on study. Yeah.
Yeah, the full.
So we're basically dumb.
I didn't say that. You can check it out.
Look
You
here.
can check it out.
He said it's a study. It wasn't me that said it.
Chrome.
So they were like people who just use the same things, like, because Safari just comes pre-installed, as opposed to when you have to go further and download Google Chrome and then use it. The same thing with like Yahoo Mail. It's like almost everybody was using Yahoo Mail. Now you have to now switch to Gmail, and it's like it's just more.
Is this why I can't use Chromecast? You know when you can do the screen mirroring this thing? So I have to have Chrome, not Safari.
Yeah.
I don't know if they would let you use it outside of Chrome, But normally Chromecast is on a site though, like as in you'll be watching something that allows you to. But you don't need to do that though.
Sometimes.
I know, actually, it depends on the site. So I'm thinking of
Depends what I
YouTube.
need.
Yeah.
But there's AirPlay. I don't know if that is.
Yeah.
It doesn't always. These things don't always work. You know?
Sometimes they only put AirPlay when you've got something else that's Apple connected. So because we got the Apple TV, we can AirPlay to that. But then it's like I have to turn on the Apple TV just so I can watch something from my phone on the. It's long, man. It's fine. I'll just watch it on my phone. Like I'm not gonna bother that much.
Okay, so my default, I've changed my life. My
But
default browser
like,
is
the
now.
thing is, sometimes, I've noticed that even when, like you open a link and it'll say, do you want to open it on internet, on Google, on this?
Yeah.
Sometimes I click Google by accident and I'll close it and then
Oh, really?
Because it just looks strange.
Okay, so I have a question. If you saw somebody using Internet Explorer, how would you feel?
Oh, no, get out
Why?
of it.
What?
Get out of
Firefox?
it.
Mozilla?
No, the E. You know the old school E?
Yeah, I know,
No.
If that's what the
Mozilla
computer
Firefox
has,
as well? No way.
if
get
that's
out
what
of
the
it.
computer has, this is what we'll use.
Mozilla's therefore downloaded. No way. Mozilla Firefox. I can't use internet that's called Mozilla Firefox. Why did they even
Why
call
are
it
there even different
Mozilla?
internets?
I don't know. It's money, innit? It's something to do with money.
How?
I don't know. Because it's all free
I think
for us.
Because you can send ads to specific browsers.
Yeah. It's all to do with money. Someone's only going to say, oh, let me do that as well because they're making money over there at Internet Explorer. Me too, I can do Internet Explorer, bro. We'll call it Mozilla Firefox.
Yeah, I think with it's definitely money. You're very right about that.
Yeah.
And I think it's just different companies trying to create their own version to make one. So Google is like, okay, we'll make our own browser. I want to make it better. And we integrate it to like Gmail, and we integrate it to Google Drive. So it has a whole ecosystem.
Yeah,
around
that's
it, so
the
you
thing why I
can't
like
leave.
to use Google. Yeah.
Just
I feel
same
like
with iPhone too.
Yeah, true. Google,
I'll leave them. I'll leave.
Yeah,
I'm due to
you
break up
said-
with them. We're going through the papers now. We're finishing the particulars.
We're finalizing the divorce.
Because come to think about it, if you had Chrome and you browse something on your phone, when you go to your laptop, it's in your history.
It'll be there.
So you save anything, your password.
But I'll be honest, I don't use history.
I do.
Why?
Do you use your history?
If I'm shopping
Really?
on the
Why
laptop.
don't you use history? That sounds very.
Why do you use history?
No,
Because you were
just
doing
to
something bad before you want to continue the
No,
bad thing.
see, it's like you don't need to watch
Who was I watching last
What was
week?
I watching last week? I need that link back.
What's her name? In the moment you think you remember the name.
Yeah.
I've got
You
this.
get there.
Come to next.
Whilst you're watching, you're thinking, I always remember this. You won't remember. Because it was when the devil was working. That's how you remember. I don't use the history at all. Like, only way I'll benefit from history is if I've typed it, and of course it will just say, oh yeah, you've typed this before.
Yeah.
But I think that's even more of a cookies thing.
Yeah, it's more
That's
of a
not
cookies
even
thing.
really like history. I haven't used history in ages. Anything I type, I'm willing to type it again. Because now it's not www. This is that. I just type in this and it's done, innit? So I don't really need to. Yeah, it's strange.
I want to. What about like meeting women?
Meeting women.
How does that go for you? Because you live in. Is there
Traveling.
many Nigerian women? Do you even want a Nigerian? Let's start there.
Do you want?
Or is that bad? That's a risky question.
Do I want a Nigerian
Let me not
woman?
get you in trouble. Let me not get you in trouble.
No, I definitely do actually.
Yeah. So
It's-
how does that
it's
go in
interesting.
Portugal for you?
In Portugal, yeah, there are not a lot of Nigerians in Portugal.
There's not.
Yeah, there's most of the people in Portugal are from countries that the Portuguese colonized, so like Angola, Mozambique, Sao Tome, all those kind of countries. The same way, like the reason why we have a lot of Nigerians in the UK because they're colonizers literally. So and they speak the same. We speak the same language. So
Yeah.
so yeah, there's not a lot of Nigerians in Portugal. And I just moved recently, like last year, so so everything's still fresh.
You club out there?
Do I club? I don't even club anywhere.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a club person. I'm a nerd though. I don't know. Do I look like a nerd? What was your impression when you first like?
Only
heard of
because
me or something?
you travel, I would assume that you're a nerd.
Oh really?
Yeah.
But you travel well. Would you say you're a nerd?
I'm not a traveler. I just travel. I just go on vacation.
Yeah, I would have thought you partied because like.
I party too sometimes.
Yeah, because you never. There's very few. There's a lot, but there's more white travelers than black travelers. So I would have put you down as like a backpacker, but you'd still hit up the parties just to get a better sense of their culture. I thought like you might integrate that way as well. Like, because I'd think you're all about integrating to these countries that you go to and really experience the food, the market, the cinema, learning the language.
So this is a very interesting one because somebody has also said this thing to me where it's like, oh, why don't you party and all of that? But there's a reason why, because it's like most countries I go to, maybe I spend like 4 days. So within those 4 days, I have to make a video about that country. And it might not fall on a Friday. Also, I'm going there, I don't know anybody there.
Yeah.
So I won't just randomly go into a club and just be like, oh, I want to party. And,
But you'll go to the favela though.
yeah, because
That's
there's content there.
Because the content, he's going to
There's
favela, but he
content there.
doesn't
So
want to go.
I'll go to those places because that's still part of the culture. But also, I think another thing too is I'm not just really a party guy.
But you know, it's easier to hide, or it's easier to like hide in plain sight in a party. Because I went to Milan alone, and I went to a restaurant. It's just me, everyone can see I'm alone. But if you go to a party and you just go wild in the middle, no one will think this man is alone. You just be partying to techno music with them. They feel, oh yeah, we'll dance together, and you meet someone. You know.
So the only time I will go to a party is probably if I have friends that like that ginger. So I think it seems like you love parties. Oh, you don't love parties? What about you?
No.
So we're all the same.
Yeah, not our age anymore.
No.
I never used to love parties. I thought I wanted to be a partier.
Yeah.
But as I grew up, I realized, this ain't me.
No.
I don't want to give you £40 for a bottle.
Okay, so
And this is just the place to go and meet women.
Yeah.
Like that was what it
And then I
was.
finished meeting
Once
women.
I finished meeting women, because we're married. So once we finished meeting, why am I in the club? Because that was the only reason why I was really there. Of course, someone's birthday, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But really and truly, if you say it's your birthday and you say you're going to a club, we can go for dinner another day. I'll go and meet you. I'll take you out or something. Like, I would rather that. I don't really want to club. I don't really enjoy partying.
Same thing with me too. It's like, well, you guys
I
don't
tell you
even
what,
have a reason to go.
I've
to a party
realised
anymore.
I wouldn't mind the Nigerian party. I wouldn't mind like a hall party because there's food. There's provision. You see the club? It's the ghetto when you think about it. How can you have me here for 4 or 5 hours and not
If
feed
you put
me?
a kitchen in the restaurant, I'll be there.
Yeah.
A kitchen
That's
in the
very
club,
different.
I'll be there.
That's a function. You see what I'm saying? There's a difference between a party, a rave, and a function. I
can
a
sit
function,
down.
Oh, I get what
yeah,
you mean
you can
now.
sit down and no one's thinking, oh, you're being lazy.
Okay, so that kind of party,
the-
I'll probably go to. That
Yeah,
kind of party.
if there's food, there's drink, that's a function. I don't mind that. That's good because it's likely that the music isn't even so loud you can't socialize. Do you know what I mean? Like the club, you can't even really socialize in the club. More time, what's your name?
You're shouting.
Shisha. What? It's like that's not actually built for socializing, but it's built to just get you together. Everyone spend money and whatever. But you know, like I think like a function, I'm down for like a function. Like that one works.
Party wise, I'm not. It's so interesting because even functions, I'm not really a fan. Even weddings,
I agree.
I'm not like. I just like to just. I think when I stay around people for too long, if there's a lot of people in the place, it zaps my energy.
Right.
So I have to go and recharge. Like I have to leave after like 1 hour, 2 hours. So if I even go to the club with my guys, I'm probably one of the first people who's like, oh, when are we going on? Oh, we need to leave or something like that.
He's that guy.
I thought weddings would be better. Like I went to a wedding that I didn't enjoy that ruined my perception of weddings because I think we were still eating at like 11.
Oh wow! Oh yeah. If it's unorganized,
so
like
that means the food took long to come. So I'm already losing my
vim.
And then
you want
energy.
me to? You think this is a rave? So it's gonna get started at 1 a.m. No way.
How's the food still not finished coming out by 11? It's like
You're married, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so you guys, both of you are married?
They're married, yeah.
Oh,
Like to me, weddings are beautiful, but I'm not gonna say I enjoy it as an event.
It's only beautiful if they're invited to the daytime.
Yeah.
So I've come to the evening.
Yeah, that's also true.
And the food isn't here yet. Like
you're lucky.
So I have already decided to not eat in this day.
That is the biggest L.
So now,
when you go to a wedding, you must eat before you go.
But I'm expecting to eat within the first hour that I've arrived.
As an evening guest.
Yeah, because that's
good. For you to get fed as an evening guest, that's good, you know. Because more time they put it in, you know, it's per head.
Yeah.
So more time they'll factor in that my evening guests will come after everybody else has eaten.
Yeah, but there might be like canapé or buffet. Even like my joint. Remember, the evening guests got to eat as well.
Yeah, but that's not standard though.
Oh, isn't it?
If you're evening guest, more time is you come after everybody's eaten.
Oh.
Yeah, because think wedding might be 11 or 12. Finish at 1 or 2. You do the reception. You
exactly.
eat.
So shouldn't
and
everyone
then by
at
the
least
time evening
everyone
guests
should eat twice?
Well, that's
because you should have
again,
breakfast before you come. Cool.
You should have.
Yeah.
More time you don't. I don't.
And then everyone will have the wedding breakfast. Everyone that was at the ceremony should have the breakfast.
Is it called breakfast?
Yeah, wedding breakfast.
Okay.
So
cool.
now what? No one should eat again until tomorrow.
Most weddings, bro, you eat once.
Oh, we should eat again.
How many times do you eat at weddings? Once, bro. Trust me. That's a new thing.
Except like small chops and all of that.
Yeah, there might be like something
Canopy,
small,
something.
but most weddings, bro.
Most weddings.
Once, bro.
Once.
That's just nice. You're upper class now, you know? Feeding everybody. When you go to friends' wedding, you eat. You eat.
No more.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? There was something I was gonna say. It's gone.
Is it gone? Alright, boom. What we usually do before we let our guests go home, we have a leaderboard here.
Okay.
So we have 10 questions for you. This one's going to go a little differently because VP isn't here this week.
Nope.
So I'm going to read you your Miranda rights. So you've got one phoner partner. They can't use Chrome, Safari, Firefox, anything like that. No internet, no Spotify. Neither can you. You got one multiple choice. So if you're stuck, we'll read you 4 answers. Hopefully you pick the right one.
Wait, hold on. Your mic.
My mic.
Yeah.
Do you know the rest of the rules?
Yeah, I can read them to you. So you said, so one phone and friend, they can't use the internet. You have one opportunity to skip. So as in, if you don't know the answer, you can skip. So you don't lose a point.
How do you know they won't use the internet?
Well, we have to give them a countdown. They can't just be there doing whilst they're going to search. So you got an opportunity to skip as well. Also, multiple choice. So you get 4 options.
Okay.
And then you can pick one. But again, you can only use that once.
Okay.
And then the other one What's the other one I'm missing?
How many
Oscar
questions in
90s, baby.
total?
Ask a 90s, baby. There's 10 questions, and you can ask one of us. So if you don't know the answer, you can ask basically Fred, or you can ask myself.
So we'll give you 4 questions each, and then you have to pick who asked you the 9th question, and then who asked you the 10th question, which is worth 10 points. You ready?
So is there a prize or something?
Your name on the leaderboard.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Pride is on the line.
Pride. Standing. So you need at least 14 points to get on the leaderboard. You ready?
Okay.
Okay. Which North European capital is famous for its Tivoli Gardens?
Not European capital.
Is famous for its Tivoli Gardens.
The Tivoli Gardens I know is actually in Jamaica.
That's where I know it from as well. So when you said European, I was like, I'm finished.
But you said there are 4 options.
I can give you 4
Yeah,
options.
give me
But
4.
that's a lifeline. So after
Oh,
you
it's a
use that,
lifeline?
you can't.
Oh, okay.
Again.
Yeah, you want the lifeline?
No.
Okay.
A Nigerian asking for help? Never.
Is there a hint?
Only a lifeline.
I don't know hints. Okay, let me say not European. Not Europe is mad actually. What are the countries in Northern Europe itself? Is Belgium in not Europe? Belgium, Germany is not Europe. Belarus. I don't know. But Belgium is not Europe. Okay, so if I say it and I miss it, that's gone. Okay, let me just say like, how are you opening?
That was wrong. That's the first time I've heard you actually. What are you going to say? Are you getting a point or not?
Okay, let me just go with,
It's just 1 point, so don't stress too much.
okay.
How am I marking this man? What will he say?
Okay, let me just pick. Okay, I don't want to pick Belgium because obviously Belgium is wrong.
Let me help you.
Okay.
North European capital, not country, capital. So the capital city. So what's the capital of Belgium?
That's not a hard question. I don't remember. Okay, I'll go with Belgium. I don't know the capital. What was the answer?
Copenhagen.
Copenhagen. I didn't know that.
What was is that the capital of Belgium? Or what country?
No,
was it
Belgium's
right?
wrong. Belgium's wrong.
Belgium's
Copenhagen's
wrong.
Denmark, isn't it?
Denmark, yeah.
Denmark.
Oh, no, I couldn't have got it. I was not close.
Okay. The Mississippi River empties into what gulf of water?
Where did you dig up these questions from? Mississippi River. Mississippi River. That's in the US, right?
What gulf of water does it empty into?
How many points is this question?
1.
It can be Gulf of Guinea for sure. Gulf of, I don't know.
You got lifelines?
No.
That's enough. I need to do one of these lifelines.
Gulf of Mexico.
Oh shit.
This episode is sponsored by SendSprint, and SendSprint is the smart, reliable, and fast way to send money back home. Whether you're from the UK or the US or Canada, you can send it home, all right?
The way to sign up is either in the description box or on screen if you're watching on TV. Scan the QR code with your phone and it will take you right to where you need to go and sign up.
That's it. Join the Detty December rave. Send Mario a Sensprint now.
Name the 3 chipmunks.
Alvin. Hey.
That's tough. I started Alvin as well.
He's on a roll, Alvin.
So if I get one of that, I'll still get like one of our like 3.
No. It won't be enough. You need to get
But wait, have you cancelled it?
No.
Okay.
It's on him.
Alvin, that's what I know, man.
Alvin, Simon, and Theodore.
I'll be honest, that's new to me, you know. Just Alvin.
Okay, so in the animal kingdom, who is an okapi a relative to?
Who is what?
An okapi.
It's rough still.
You know okapi?
Is it because I said I traveled?
I've heard it. yeah. Okapis are all over the place. It's just
You don't know an okapi?
I know it, but not by thing.
You know, Debra. No? You haven't seen an okapi?
Did you guys Google like hardest travel question?
Do you want to use a lifeline now?
That's 1.2.
Yeah.
No.
They're all 1 point.
They're all 1 point apart from
The final one.
the final one.
The final one is how many points?
10.
Okay. No lifeline yet. Okapi, I will not get it. Don't worry.
I said no worry.
Wait. Which animal is related to the okapi? That's what you said, yeah?
Is a relative to the okapi. In the animal kingdom, who is the okapi a relative
Maybe a
to?
beaver? At least I tried. What was
A
it?
giraffe.
I need to see Okapi now.
It's the Debra. It's yeah, if you Google it.
Oh
you'll see it.
yeah,
you've seen
okay,
it.
cool.
I have a
Good.
question. These are your 4 questions, yeah?
Yeah.
You should never be a host for Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
No one will win.
Okay, let's see your own.
Is it mine, yeah?
Yeah.
Or is that
Yeah,
the fourth?
yeah.
Okay, cool. Which country has the highest currency?
I think it's Qatar. The highest currency in the world. Yeah, it should be Qatar, I think. Is it Qatar? Kuwait.
Correct.
Kuwait, right?
Yeah, correct.
Kuwait.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's the Kuwait dinar.
Dinar.
Which
finally.
there you go. Which river is the longest in Nigeria and pours out into the Atlantic Ocean? That's why I'm laughing at the goal question. I was thinking, I've got a river one for this guy loaded. But which river is the longest in Nigeria and pours out into the Atlantic Ocean?
It's Niger River. Wait, hold on.
This traveler man.
It's River Niger, I think.
Okay, cool. Yeah, correct. Yeah. Who is the second richest person in Nigeria?
The second richest person in Nigeria.
Uh-huh.
Legally or illegally?
Legally.
Okay. Second richest person in Nigeria. I think that's is it a male or female?
I can't tell you that.
What's that name again? What's that? I don't use Lifeline yet. I think I know.
It's definitely time to start using.
Okay. Lifeline, yeah? Okay. Lifeline, give me options.
Options, yeah? Okay. Is it Hush Puppy? Is it Dangote? Is it Femi Otedola? Or is it Mike Adenuga?
I think it's probably hospital. Okay, obvious now. It's probably Femi Otedola.
Incorrect. It's Mike Adenuga.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Global.com. My last one. Which country has the highest population of Nigerians outside of Nigeria?
That should be America.
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
I don't do that research before. No, it's not UK. It's not UK. It's not UK
place.
for sure. It's America.
Yeah.
Okay, so question 9 is worth 1 point. Question 10 is worth 10 points. You get to pick who asks you which question. So do you want me to ask you question 9 or Tem to ask you question 9?
It's you for sure.
Okay. Question 9, 1 point. Which Premier League club used to play their home matches at Upton Park?
Which Premier League used to?
Which Premier League club?
How many more lifelines do I have?
You have Skip, and you won't lose a point. Ask a 90s baby, and phone a partner.
If I say skip, I will still get it.
I'll tell you the answer, but you won't get a point.
Yeah, but you won't lose a point.
Okay, if you miss it, you lose a point.
Yeah. You've been fucked this whole
Oh,
time.
really? You didn't say. You guys didn't say that now. You didn't say that. You didn't say
Really?
that. Yes. Nobody said if I lose, I'll lose a point. I just thought it's like the more I. Yes, they didn't say it. There's evidence.
Oh, do you think you would have got it right if you knew that?
No, I would have. I would have been more proactive. That wasn't in the law. So that is. I need to call my lawyer.
The law, yeah.
The law.
That's the law.
So ask your 90s babies. I'll ask you guys and you tell me the answer.
Don't ask me. I don't know this one.
Okay.
You can't ask me.
Why can't I ask you?
It's my question.
Why are you so serious? Okay, so for the call, I have to call somebody.
Yeah. Or if Follow knows, you could ask her, and that would count as a call.
You're even looking at me. You don't think I can know, and I'm not gonna help you then because you're just.
I'm not even saying anything.
She looks like, do you know?
I have a guess, but it could be wrong. That's the thing.
I would ask her.
West Ham.
Do you want to use that?
Yes.
Correct.
Well done.
Don't freaking trap me! Oh my goodness!
A lot of Nigerian granddads used to support West Ham.
That's it. I just know it because like I used to live in Dagenham. I know like.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I was smart. I was
Shout out
thinking,
to you.
I feel like I know, but I'm not confident.
West Ham,
West
just
Ham's
around
right there.
here.
Right there.
Yeah.
10 for 10 points.
For 10 points.
Can't even be on the board. So.
Right. How many years ago did you ride on a boat for the first time in Lagos?
How many years ago did I ride on a boat for the first time in Lagos?
Mm-hmm.
That was 2018, I think. So how many years ago? That's like 2018, 2019, 20, 20, 21, 22, 23, 4.
He used his fingers for that, you know. Yay!
You gotta use fingers now. How many years ago did I ride on a boat? I'm not sure because there are videos of me riding on a boat, and I don't know what year it was, whether it was the year I started YouTube or no. But I think I will go with how many years ago?
Yeah. How many years ago? You said the first time
Well, you can't even
ride
know.
in a,
What are you saying?
well, I can. If you're lying on YouTube, I'm only going by that. So you said the first time riding a boat. The first time riding a boat in Lagos.
Yeah, that was
That video.
I think that was 6 years ago. 6 years.
Incorrect.
Is it correct?
7. It was close. That's close, but 7. They had the fingers, man.
It was 7. I did 7.
So you ended on -1 point. Because we didn't tell you lose a point, we'll give you a point. So you ended on 0.
Take it.
People,
I almost got that
people
one.
have been
I
going
almost
through
got that
pain on
one.
this trivia of late.
I almost
My
got that
goodness
one.
me. No, that's great. No, honestly, thank you for coming. I don't know. I'm sure you got a lot planned here. I look forward to the video that comes out. Maybe he's gonna say, fucking idiot podcasters in the UK. But anything that you want to let people know about what's coming, or even any goals that you have maybe for the channel. I know you got 1 million to the end of the year. You got 970 right now.
Yeah.
By grace of God, when this comes out, you have even more. Maybe you've already done it.
Amen.
But yeah, let them know the channel and what's coming.
Yeah, so you guys can find me, Tayo Aina Films, or Tayo Aina on YouTube, but Tayo Aina Films everywhere else, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all of that. I have a documentary coming out. It's literally titled Japa. It's about a lot of Africans and mostly Nigerians who moved from Nigeria and Africa to the UK, and just telling their story and sharing their experience and all of that. So that is coming out in this weekend.
Amazing.
Yeah. So thank you guys for having me.
Thank you, man. Other than that, the theory, bro.
Nice, baby, crazy.
Cool.